Let me rock. Let me rock. What up? What up?
What up, fellas?
We got the four Negroes up in
What up?
here
What up?
again.
Did you put it out there for people to get in and
Yes, sir.
say
Yes,
Yeah,
what
sir.
up?
yup. Yup. They popping
Yeah.
in already.
Well, okay. Let me do mine.
Let him. Gotta let him come in for a minute. Take a little sip of my
What's that you're
coconut
drinking? What's that?
coconut rum.
With
Don
what?
Tomas milk.
It's coconut rum with what? Coconut milk or
I don't just coconut rum. My wife said what it was.
so it's straight.
It's rum and coconut, I guess. I don't know, bro. I just know it's strong.
Mm-hmm.
All right, without further ado, we about to get this started. We got Big Pimp and Pete up in the house once again, about to tear some shit up.
Big pimpin', baby.
We got Shot Town Romeo over there, Love Alchemist, the man with the master plan. You know, yeah, that brother smooth right there.
Every
We got
time.
dirty folks on the scene from Shot Town, tolerologist.
Dirty folks, dirty folks, dirty folks. No soap, no soap. Dirty folks.
And last but not least, we got the fly both I got seen, Quincy Black, straight out of Nat. Got you dope things calling. All right, we back at it again, y'all. Shooting the shit. Silly the motherfucker. We back at it again. Uh, we just shooting the shit. We might invite y'all up here on the live stream again. We just touching on current events with the crazy Dwayne situation, DJ Envy. We gonna rock like that. Pete, what's up with DJ Envy right now? I really ain't even looked too much in it. I saw 50 Cent post something about his book about his marriage or something like that. What's going on with that?
Yeah, man. So what's going on is and this is just from what I'm hearing. I haven't checked so much into because I try not to really be into all that shit. But basically, the what's trending is that his wife, I think he'd been married her for 10 years, and she pulled one of them red table Jada Pickett talks and said that she hasn't had an orgasm from DJ Envy, and I think they've been married like 10 years or something like that.
Man, they just can't keep they business off the internet, can they?
Man, and just destroying they man. So no matter, DJ Envy, what I'm saying, he got the Breakfast Club. He's major on that. Of course, he's a DJ, so in New York, so he has a following and makes his money, DJing parties, and then when you hear him talk, he owns a lot of real estate and stuff like that. So outside of the music or entertainment industry, he got some shit rocking. So the dude got bread going on, and you know it's when you go public like that, man, you embarrass dudes in front of their peers. So now all in the entertainment industry, he's gonna be looked no matter what. Unfortunately, because people judge shit like that, like damn, your wife on live. You know what I'm saying?
If
In
it's
public
allegedly
spaces like
said that
that,
she said that, what's the
right?
point of going up there saying your man ain't gave you no orgasm or something?
Facts. The only point is to destroy him. It's the same shit like Jada. It's not. There's no going public with it ain't gonna make him fuck you better. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times they saying it and they even had that discussion with their husband. Like, there's so many sex therapists out there. There's so many shit things they could do. If she got that issue, like, yo, I'm not climaxing, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to a sex therapist, let's, whatever. But instead of going through that channel, all she want to do is on public, yeah, he don't fuck me right. So, you know, all this find the right one shit. I mean, you gotta understand, for 10 years, he's made her life good because DJ Envy been, you know, on his bread mission for at least probably time they've been married for majority of it. I mean, he was getting cake doing, being, I think he was a radio DJ, but he was just mixtapes, all of that. And, you know, so shit like that. And you just want to tear him down, just like Jada. So
Yeah, it seems like it's becoming a trend of wives coming out to embarrass they husbands right now. What's going on with that, Von?
I look at it two different things that's happening. I think one, first of all, it's trash. No excuse for it. Straight trash behavior on the part of his wife, and any wife that come public with private, personal information like that. It's just trash. No excuse for it. But second, can y'all hear me? Look like our
we got
you. But secondly, I try not to put too much stock in what these entertainers do, man. I think, like I say, anything that you see on TV or read on the internet by these high-profile people, these entertainers, it's for entertainment purposes only. And so, I think a lot of times they put stuff out there for us common folk to nibble on and talk about and, have fun with, gossip back and forth with, argue about, but it's make-believe. It's not, in my mind, it's trash TV. It's as real as reality TV for me. But that being said, it's still trash behavior for any woman that's considering following her path. You know what I mean? There's no excuse for that.
Do you think they is making it up, or they using real life experience to cause that distraction you're talking about?
Say that again. You were breaking up.
I was breaking up. I said, do you think they really using real life situations to for marketing purposes, or are they using make believe just to bring about some type of distraction? What you think is going on?
Man, I'm gonna try to guess what you're saying. No,
you couldn't hear me. Can y'all hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, able to hear me?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't just to the best of my ability of what you said. Do I think it's real, or if it's just a distraction? I think it's meant to be a distraction, just like I think the Will and Jada thing is meant to be a distraction. I don't think that stuff is real. I don't think that these people are really putting their real life issues online like that out for the world. Like I say, I think it's for whatever their motivation is, clickbait, more views, just to remain, socially relevant in the entertainment world. I don't know, but I think it's just another example of trash TV. I don't know what the real motivation is outside of, Hollywood being Hollywood, or like I like to call them Hollyweird. I think they just a bunch of weirdos, man, who get paid a lot of money, and then you get a lot of common folk that's trying to act like these people, trying to emulate these people, and we wonder why our lives are so messed up. So we wonder why our situations, end up having so much weird activity. Because I think many of us are trying to pattern ourselves after what we see these clowns do.
You think Dwayne Wade's son is an act?
I don't know, man. He's a little weirdo too. He's a little weirdo too. And
you think that's all an act? When the camera's off, he back to the regular boy.
Well, what's funny about that, man, is that he carrying himself like a young lady, dressing up like a young lady, and all this other stuff. and he's in a relationship with a young lady who's pretending to be a boy. You know what I mean? So he's just doing he's going the whole for having a heterosexual relationship.
Dude, this is a cluster.
You know what I mean? And like I said, man, these people are some weirdos, man.
Yeah. Like how
Yeah.
like it just
They're
reversed the
weirdos, man.
heterosexual. Like you both reverse just to come.
It's a heterosexual relationship at the end of the day. It's just, but I'm telling you, man, these people are weirdos, man, and we shouldn't be looking at them for no kind of pattern that we should follow, no kind of advice. It's entertainment purposes only. The problem is that a lot of us are not mature enough to filter out, separate the game from the truth. So a lot of us are taking this stuff on as reality, real TV, real happenings, and we adding this stuff to our lives, thinking we're supposed to be behaving like them, acting like them, getting down like them. And it's just
The only reason why I asked that question. Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah. I want to say something on the way thing, but go ahead, Black.
The only reason why I'm gonna be short, Pete. The only reason why I asked that question is because I used to work with a lot of marketers when I first was blowing up. Like from millionaires to regular people, 6-figure earners, just all types. You know what I'm saying? Getting in circles with this person, then getting in circles with this person throughout the years. And some people will use their real life experiences for clickbait. You know what I'm saying? Some people would be like, hey, let's start a fake beef. You know what I'm saying? So I know in the market game, little stuff do be real and some things do be fabricated. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I asked it. I'm just putting it out there on the reason why I asked to see y'all thoughts about it. But go ahead, Pete.
So here's what
for years, I used to think LL Cool J and Kool Moe Dee was mad at each other, and they was friends.
Right.
Yeah. It was crazy. Kool Moe Dee not killed, but Busy B, and took his spot, and then LL took Kool Moe Dee's spot. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at least with rap, it's kind of real because the battle, we know it's a competitive sport, and sometimes it ain't really beef; it just be battles. So rap, I think,
yeah, he probably had a situation. But for those watching, I mean, it's a lesson like from experience. Mm-hmm. Believe only have what you see. Don't take things face value all the time because people do be pulling strings just for money, marketing, clickbait purposes. But with the Dwayne Wade situation,
I'm gonna say something on that way. Drop
the Dwayne Wade situation. I don't know about that being a little. I don't know about that being a little fabricated.
You already was drop one of the commercials.
All right, bet.
I'll be waiting for Vaughn to get back on.
Okay, bet.
Do the long version.
He there.
Time.
What's going on, internet land? It's the Fly Bowtie Guy coming live to you to send a reminder to donate to these gentlemen that's giving their time and passion. We're gonna come with some great guests in the future for you guys to entertain you guys and have a good time. And I want to have these guys motivated and giving their best. I want to continue to do these lives for the future. So if you enjoy this show and you want more lives, donate at Tribe Power and show some love. Enjoy the show.
All right, we back, Vaughn. All right.
So here's what I want to say, what I found funny with the D-Wade, right? Notice that anytime you see D-Wade's son, he's dressed as a girl, right? Got the long braids, the makeup done. So they affirmate him, right? Make him trans, correct?
Yeah.
Right? Remember the whole big thing, wearing a Kobe dress? That was a big issue.
Yeah.
But you notice the picture that he took, they made him remain as a boy. And at first, if you didn't know that the girl was a trans boy, or because I can't, whatever, it was a girl transition into a boy.
It's a bunch of confusion.
Right? It looked like boy on boy, not girl and boy. You see what I'm saying? Like anytime you see Dwayne Wade's son, he's always as a girl, right? A dress, outfit, you know what I mean? And when I looked, I was like, they had him, they didn't even comb his hair. He looked ashy and I was like, he just looked like you know what I'm saying? Like bum ass little dude. But I'm like, why didn't they have him made up, wearing the braids and all of the little stuff that they got him looking like a girl? Like, because then even if it's a trans situation, it will still look like a little girl with a little boy, right? Because the girl is pretending to be a boy and the boy is pretending to be a girl. But for that photo op, and that's a photo op, because ain't no reason why you're just taking that picture. And why is that picture important? It's not like, and everybody is dressed to the T. Everybody, except that little boy. They got him some raggedy jeans, bum ass t-shirt, no shoes. He looked mad homely, kissing a girl that looked like a boy. So visually, you seeing like it looked like two boys. Correct. It was really a boy and a girl, and it would have looked like a boy and a girl had he been dressed like a girl. And I was like, and I'm looking at the picture, and I'm like, why does he look homely? Like, you know, like, and then why is he in a full boy? Like, they didn't even comb his hair, none of that shit. I was like, and it's supposed to be a photo op, and you don't got him made up? I was like, yeah, something is. The image they wanted to show was basically two boys. You know what I mean?
Dirty, tell them the result. Tell them the result. Tell them why.
Hey, shout out to busting down a bull dagger. You know what I'm saying? For real, butch chicks give the best head. Shout out to that. You just can't look at them because you look down and they bald head. They feel like you with a dude, but don't even worry about that. Keep your eyes closed. Just listen to the voice. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. It was a long way around just to get some pussy, but shout out to him. He in a lesbian relationship.
He in a lesbian relationship, right? Fat.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a lesbian too. I feel his pain. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. No, I was ignoring y'all, man, because I was talking to Fake Bishop. She hit me up right when the show was starting. And said she'd love to be part of the show, not this one, but the next one, because it's already going. And you know how girls are. She got to put a war paint on before she hop on camera. Right. So she don't have time. But she said next week she'll definitely do it. So we'll work that in. She said she ain't fuck with Quasey because he seemed like a crazy cracker, but you know what I'm saying. But she know who I. She's like, I know who you are, man. I know you swag. I fucks with you. Like, I ain't know the crazy cracker. I was like, yeah, I know, right? Like, you get the picture. Nah, shut out, man. So that'll be next week. But yeah, man. So
you made a good point about the situation about the swirling.
Yeah, nobody cares if you gay and you swirl. Nobody care. If you're a woman and you swirl, nobody care. Here's the crazy thing: if you gay and you in a statutory rape relationship, nobody care. Nobody give a fuck that them old men is laying down, except different old men laying down with Will and Jada kids, or laying down. Nobody gives a fuck if you gay or you a woman. Nobody cares if you swirl. That's how you know men are more important than women, because these busted bitches can't do shit if we leave. So they really need to get them and just be slaves and let me take care of them, man. Just stay in the daycare and title, and I give them coloring books and paint and shit, rocks. They love rocks and paint. I'm gonna get them rocks. I'm gonna get them paint. They can paint the rocks. I got you.
And I want to address the slave. Sorry, y'all. It's not gonna be slavery. Human resources. You know.
Shout out to human resources. Human resources.
Shout out to Elijah. Checking in. What's up, Elijah?
Human resources is where I
and
who
your
has my secretary.
On here.
Right. That's who has my secretary. Human resources.
Yeah. So shout out to HR. For those that don't know what HR means.
Oh yeah. You gotta go to HR.
Yeah. HR, right? A lot of people like go down to HR. They know what HR. They tell me go down to human resources. HR. Oh, that's what it means. Yeah.
Hey, Vaughn,
shout out to being the most educated.
You think
say what?
That that when it comes to swirling, that black men get the most heat?
Uh, maybe, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's not something that I ever really looked at. I know that as far as you know, we probably do it the most. If you're looking at black
We we
people,
we,
I know
we
we
don't do it
marry
the
out
most.
more than black women do.
That's because we want it. Nobody wants
Yeah.
their ass. But it's not a black man
I'm just,
thing. It's a man
I
thing.
don't
It's not
know.
a black man thing. It's not a black man. I'll
No,
give you
well,
an
I mean,
example. I'll give you an
well,
example. I'll give you an
we
example.
all. No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not gonna cut you off. I'm about to co-sign. The reason that we have marriage licenses is because for all that white men raped us. As soon as slavery was over, so many of these raggedy ass keishas tried to marry white guys that white women was like, hell no. Is that me? White guys was like, hell no.
Nah, it's
White
me.
women was
Hold
like,
on.
hell no. You can't marry nobody. So somebody calling me on Facebook Live Messenger. No, they don't know I'm doing the show. That ain't me. That's one of y'all Rasputin's. All right. So anyway, so many black women who swear to God they just got raped tried to run into the arms of white men. That white women was like, hell no, y'all got to make this illegal. So that's why they made marriage license. It used to be you just build a house, carry her over the threshold, you was married. Then it was you got to get a license because they had to denote what race you were to make it illegal for white men to date to marry black women. And ironically enough, it took a white man and a black woman to reverse it with Loving versus Virginia, right? So basically, black women and white men have always tried to swirl, and that's what stopped the dynamic. But black men are just catching up. So it's a man thing. It's a heterosexual man thing. No woman wants their man to date out because they need his resources. But every other woman knows they need his resources, except black women who be like, I can do it myself with the help of 14 niggas I'm fucking. So, and social services and HR. But it's a man thing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's not something that I ever looked at real closely as to who gets the most heat. All I know is that today the statistics show um, that just looking at black people, how it relates to black people, black men marry out more than black women, and statistically, and it seems like it's even as far as the dating and the sex goes. I don't know. It's hard to measure that, because you don't know everybody. All you have is statistics. But I see a lot of most of the swirling relationships that I see. This is just my anecdotal observation. I see more black men with white women than I see black women with white men, just in casual arrangements. But statistically, though, even still, the statistics bear out that more black men marry out than black women do.
More black
So
men get
maybe
married,
that's why they get.
period. More black men get married, period. There's Even though there's less black men in America, there's more black men married than black women, period. And that has nothing to do with swirling. Black women just don't want to get married. They just want to be proposed to. If black women wanted to be married, they'd be married. So that's a misnomer. Men just want to have families. Girls just want to have a baby and move out of town on Section 8. It's just different.
Hmm. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that, but I hear you. I do acknowledge though. I mean, it would seem that a higher percentage of black men would be married than black women, because if for no other reason, then we're like a couple million fewer than they are. And so just based on the eligible numbers of black men, our percentages married would probably be higher. And again, I don't even know that. I haven't even looked
It
into those
it's
statistics, so I can't
it's
argue that.
20% 20 if you count baby boomers, 26% of black women are married, 32% of black men. The irony is there's 500,000 more black men married, even though there's less black men available to marry. Men want families. Everybody keeps saying men just want to cheat and run off. Men want families. Women want to do their own thing until they hit menopause. But and I know Pete trying to say something, but he on mute.
My bad. And if we look at the stats on single parenthood, 72% of black fathers are married, which means they want families, and 18%, no, 16% cohabitate. So even though they're not necessarily married for whatever reasons, they're in the home, which means they 88% are providing two parent homes, which means they're trying to keep a nucleus family, and the only difference of living and married is a certificate. So, and only 12% of men, of fathers, of black fathers, are solo and are single fathers. So 88% of black fathers are pushing the two-parent home agenda, whereas when it comes to black women, only 37 are married, and only 8% cohabitate with the father of their children, which leaves about 56% solo and single. You know what I mean? And I think it's something like 1.2 million babies that black women have are not even from black fathers. They're mixed, so they may not be marrying black, outside their race, because they don't really get to choose that, right? But they're having babies by these different ethnicities, and they're dating them. Yeah, black women. I mean, if the babies ain't black, because the father ain't black, they're having white babies, Mexican babies, Puerto Rican babies, all of that. And
do you think more black women?
More black women what?
Do you think there's a higher percentage? Do you think there's a higher percentage of black women creating babies out of wedlock across ethnic boundaries than black men?
Wait, repeat. Well, for black women, they're the worst.
I know that there's a lot of black men that are doing that same too. That's
no, but
most black men don't even
having babies. I gave the numbers. 12% of black fathers, 12% are solo, and they're fathers, but they're solo and single, which means they're not married or cohabitating with the mother of their children. And only about 5% of them are deadbeat, but they generally have multiple, at least 3 or more baby mamas. The other 7% out of that 12% are still active fathers, right? So they may not cohabitate, but they still influence. 56% of black mothers are not married, are not cohabitating, are single and solo. They outbeat black fathers, single black fathers, by 5 times. Right, 12 times 5 is almost 60. So by almost it's 5 times more likely for a black mother to be single and solo than it is for a black man, which means what co-signs with Oak is saying, black men want families. So that's why 72% of black fathers are married and 16% at least cohabitate. Whereas with black women, only 37% are married and only 8% cohabitate. And when you compare them to white, to Hispanic, to Asian women, they far beat them. And even to their own black men that they claim is, oh, these deadbeat dudes. It's just not. And you can reference this across everything, and the numbers are the same. CDC said it. 54% of black men are childless. 43% are active fathers, and only roughly 4 to 6% are deadbeats. And they have multiple baby mothers. They have at least 3.
I think
3 baby moms.
I think what you're describing, again, I say this every week, because and the reason that I highlight this on purpose is because I know that you guys like to zero in on this being that this whole dynamic is a black woman issue. But I think that when you compare black women to white women in this country, even though we may suffer at disproportionate numbers, and when I say disproportionate, I just mean like with respect to our representation in the country, us being 13, 14%, whatever number you want to go with. I'm saying that even though disproportionately our numbers might be higher, black people, this is still overwhelmingly largely an American problem. So whatever problem, in other words, whatever problem that you see black people having, white people are also having. We may have higher numbers of it, but it's still gross proportions even happening with white people. So even if it's happening to us, say something is happening to us at a 50% clip, they may be suffering from it at a 40% clip. You know, even though and so
not
you know,
single
again,
it's a 50% clip.
Come on, man.
I'm just correcting on the numbers.
Yeah. No, you don't have to correct me until you.
It's like a 19% clip compared to 56%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
No,
the
that's
numbers are a little bit closer.
no, they're not. It's I can pull it up.
Yeah, pull them up for me.
Yeah.
But I think comparing apples to apples, even if you, and again, I mean, I don't get into the whole dragging black men or black women thing, but again, I will go here for a second though. When you look at the different areas that, um, if you're going to compare like single mother rates with black women and all these different demographics that you're comparing black women in, your comparison isn't to black men. Your comparison is to other groups of women when you're talking about black women. And then conversely, when you're talking about the different areas that black men are showing up, your comparison is to other groups of men. So if you're talking about single fatherhood rates, that's in comparison to other men, other groups of men, not to women. Right? If you're talking about joblessness, when you talk about business ownership, when you talk about income brackets, all of your competitions or your comparisons should be against other groups of men. And I think when you look in that, if you look at it in that vein, because we're not trying to do trans Olympics, right? We're not trying to do transgender Olympics. So we're comparing with other men. We're competing with other men. So when you compare us to other groups of men, you will also find that black men are suffering disproportionately higher rates of dysfunction than other groups of men, right? So in other words, let's say it this way: in every statistical category where you see black women ranking last or doing the worst, you will, and that's in comparison to other groups of women. You can cross that over to where black men are ranking against other men, and you will find us doing comparatively worse accordingly.
No,
That's what I'm
not
saying.
necessarily. Let
Show
me give
me.
you the stats. Let me give you the
Give me,
stats, right?
give me some
So,
examples.
so amongst fathers, when it comes to white fathers, 6% are solo parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
8% are cohabitating parents, and 86% are married parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I like to combine the cohabitating and the marriage because at the end of the day, the outcome is the same. The only difference between cohabitating and married is a certificate. So you really see it as kind of like when white men have children, it's a 94% rate of two-parent homes.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to black men, it's 12% single solo, 16% cohabitation, 72% married, which puts them at an 88%. Hispanic is at 8% solo parents, and cohabitation is 12%, and then 80% marriage. So they're at a 92. Asians outbeat everybody, 3% solo, 3% cohabitation, 94% married. But when you see it, it's not grossly disproportionate. We're only we double white men. We're 6% white men are solo father. I mean, 6% of white fathers are solo. 12% black fathers are solo. 8% Hispanic, and then 3% Asian. So we're not far apart. But when it comes to black women,
No. Hold on. Pause for a second. What I said was we're comparatively speaking, we're still last, or we're doing worse than the other groups. I'm saying if you're gonna do a comparison thing, your comparison is with other groups of men, and you just displayed how even though it may be closer than the women's, it's still last. Your comparison is with men. You keep wanting to compare with women. Your competition is not
well,
women, bro. This ain't the trans.
I'm trying to compare it to
You did the women already like 3-4 times. You don't have to keep
last doesn't mean you're losing. It just means
last means you're losing.
No,
last means you're losing.
Mean it. Here's the thing. Last
I don't
mean
know.
doesn't
I've never
mean
seen last.
actually, but here's the thing. When it comes to who's more involved as fathers, black men come in first. Go to the CDC. They say black men have the highest rate of involvement in their children's life. Marriages means the father is present, or cohabitation means the father is present. But as far as who's involved and doing the duties, it's black men.
I see.
Outside of that, right?
I read that statement too. But again, the statistics
hold
as
on.
far as
And
what
then
makes a
when it
family,
comes to, but it's
what
not
makes a
just you said
family.
it's disproportionately separate. It's
no.
only,
I'm saying first place is first place, last place is last place. Period. First place is first place, last place is last place. Your comparison is with men, not women, and you keep wanting to compare against women, and that's just, to me, that's just weak as hell. Your comparison is with men, not women.
No, it's
If I go arm wrestle, I'm not looking for the strongest woman to arm wrestle against. I'm looking for other men to arm wrestle against.
yeah, but that's
You
just
just want to
competing
compare
on
against
those levels. Yeah, but that's disingenuous. Like you're
Nah,
basically
it's not.
trying to say, no, here's the thing, right? You compare the race comparatively. When a black man is worse, you will compare them. When they are better, you don't want to compare them. You want to
Now, where
compare
you get that
the
from?
man. No,
Where you
all
get
the
that from?
time. Every
Give
number.
me
He
an
said,
example.
Oak said, what are you competing with, Ron? Oak said the swirling thing, right? The first thing you want to say is, well, I don't really
I
get
said I
into
didn't
that.
know.
But hold on. First thing you didn't want to get into, you don't really follow that.
I didn't say I didn't want to get into it. I said I don't know.
You say you don't know, but then somehow you have statistics that black men marry more outside, which means you do know.
There's some things
And
I
you didn't
do know,
know-
but I'm not ignorant about.
Right,
I'm not
but
ignorant
you
about
can't-
every damn thing.
right,
There's some
but-
things I do know.
Right. So what I'm saying is this: the reason why you compare the black woman and the black man is not. It's saying who's causing more detriment in the community. A black man marrying and cohabitating and being a 2-family home at an 88%, or a black woman who's only at a 47%. That's
No,
the
that's
point.
the reason that you compare.
Like we blame the entire black community. If I said black men are responsible for the black community, you'd be like, yeah, because black men culture. You agree?
No, I don't. Ask me. Don't tell me what I think. Ask me what I think, and I'm telling you.
Said it all the
no,
time. I can tell you based on other shit that you've said.
You're a liar. You're a liar. I don't say that.
The video
Oak says
shows
that.
it, bro. The video shows it.
Oak is the one. Nope. Oak is the one that always says it's the men's responsibility. It's the men's fault. I don't say
But
that.
you always say culture. Every debate you talk about, you said culture, and you always
Culture
blame
is
culture, and you be like, who control culture? And you be like, men control culture. Men create culture.
See, one of the issues that you and I have, the disconnect that you and I have, is that you always want to tell me what I think rather than asking me.
I'm still here. I just turn
like as if somehow you're a better representation of my thoughts and ideas than I can be for my damn self. And I'm just saying you're lying. I don't say that it's the men. When I say it's culture, culture is people. Culture is not just men. Now, there are certain responsibilities that take place in culture and cultural roles, but I don't hinge it all on the men. Oak does that.
Cool.
Not me.
All right, cool. So let's agree on that, right? Culture is both. So it's both men and women, right?
Okay.
Yes? No?
Yeah, culture is men and women. Yes.
All right, cool. Right. So why is it the man's culture, when it comes to black men, that their culture is, hey, let's provide a 2-family home. Let's create families. 72% of fathers are getting married, 16% cohabitation. So you could reasonably say, based on the numbers, the black man culture when it comes to making kids is to create families. And based on the numbers, the culture of black women is to not create families, is to destroy or separate families.
No, what I say is black culture. The culture that black people are immersed in is trash. Not the culture that just black women are immersed in, and not that black men are all set. We all experience. Many of us, not all of us, because nothing is all, but many of us are experiencing very similar dynamics as it pertains to our response and how our cultural esteem or race esteem, if you want to go there with it, cultural pride, like the cultural value system. Many of us are coming from inside, just like me and Oak were talking the other day, and he talked about how racist America was against black people. Now, I know you say that America isn't racist, but everybody else here agrees that America is very racist. And so what we're talking about here is the response to the racist system and the dynamic that the people we call black are how we're responding to that dynamic. And so men are going to respond. Hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead.
So,
go right.
Yeah, so men are responding one way, women are responding one way, and we're not going to always end up at the same place. But again, if you want to measure how your men are doing across the board, you compare them to other men. And the reason that that this culture is putting an inordinate amount of pressure on people that subscribe to the idea of blackness or that are put into this category called blackness is that in damn near every statistical category, we're either last or damn near last. Now, I know you want to take that. You want to
black women or black people. I'm asking when you say last, I'm just saying who, because I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking. I'm both. If you but for Come on, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let
No,
me
I'm
finish.
asking. No, I'm asking for.
Don't ask me. You don't have to ask me
specific-
anything. Let me land the plane, and then when it's your turn, you can talk. That's how you do that. The same way I do with you, right? So what I'm saying is, again, when you look at every statistical category in all the areas of people activity, economics, entertainment, education, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war, right? When you look at all of those areas of where people interact, Black men, us as a demographic, we are either last or damn near last in every statistical category when you compare us to other groups of men. I'm not comparing us to women. That's your game. I don't do trans Olympics. Compare us to other men, and we are either last or damn near last. So our fight is not with women. Our fight is in and amongst ourselves, trying to become better.
Well, what about women? So what do black
Wait,
women?
stop. Because wait. Before
Can
you
I
go
just
to what?
ask this? Where do black women
No,
compare?
no. Because he just said that you want to compare men, and the first thing you said is what about women? Let me help you out. So I actually looked it up because I think that's a fair thing. I think Vaughn is fair with men comparing men to men because everybody knows black women just horrible. So here's how it goes. Here's how it goes, right?
Pete don't think that's fair.
Teenage no, it's fair though. Teenage pregnancy among black boys, you know what I'm saying, before they turn 20, right? High school teenage pregnancy is 3 times higher than any other ethnic group, right? 3 times higher. So here's how that works out. So 1% of everybody else has kids in high school. 3% of black boys have kids in high school. You know what I'm saying? Because girls bust wide open at 11. So I see how that happens. Niggas ain't got rubbers. Now, after you get past that, once you hit 20, it's comparable. As a matter of fact, Mexicans are the worst, to be honest with you. Um, whites are 22%, blacks are 24%, Mexicans are 30%. Shout out to the Asians. They're like 13%. Shout out to the Asians. Um, honestly, it doesn't look like anybody really
You
has
have two
kids.
things
Like
on YouTube or
men,
one?
it don't look like any men really
You
had
have two
kids until
things
they
on
hit
YouTube or
40.
one? Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So after they hit 40, then it goes up. But everybody normally has somewhere
People
around
try to
like
tell you.
80% of all men of every ethnic group
Good,
has
good, good.
Quasi,
kids, except Mexicans. Mexicans go
All right.
crazy.
We over here.
Mexicans going wild.
Quasi
Hey,
mute.
Quincy, mute yourself, brother. You got a lot of background chatter over there, man. It's interrupting what Oak is trying to say.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, my
So
bad.
yeah, so black men aren't the worst. As a matter of fact, black men are uh the median.
Next,
White
next to
black women are
last.
the worst. But nah, we ain't second to last.
You
We
got two
second
groups that
best.
are ahead of us. You got Asians and whites that are ahead of us. And I said my statement was we're either last or damn near last in every
But we
statistical
we
category.
we within the plus 2%, plus minus 2% of all those groups. So it really basically comes out even. You know what I'm saying? If you're
I
gonna do
mean,
the plus minus,
Usain Bolt only wins the gold by a tenth of a second, but last is last and first is first.
that's
So I'm saying
that's that's
again,
that's
the
that's
only
not how
reason I'm
ratios work.
Yeah,
the only reason that I even bring that up because again, my game ain't bashing black men. I don't do
but
that.
it
The only
is,
reason I'm even
it is your game
the
because
only
all
reason that
you're
I'm
doing is
even
bringing
come
up the
on, bro.
failure of black men. Hold on. No, you
Can I
spoke.
respond?
Oak spoke, and
I was,
no, I got to respond to what you're
I
saying.
was talking to Oak, brother. I
All
was
I'm
responding
saying,
to Oak, and then
all
you
I'm
said,
saying
"Hold on,
is that
God
look,
damn,
listen,
man, you do the
everything you
same
can say
bullshit
is
every week.
black men are dead last
You
and
do the
everything.
same
Without
bullshit every week.
without stats, you're not even giving stats on where we're dead last, and then you never mention black
Again,
women.
bro, what I said
All right, so
was
give me stats. So where do
what
black women fall against white women, Asian women, and Hispanic women? Do they fall in first or do they fall in last?
okay. So I'm gonna
Can I just say,
finish.
could you answer that?
Can you shut the fuck up so I can finish responding to the brother like I was doing before you interrupted me?
No,
That's
because
what
you always want to throw black men under the bus, but you never mention where
again,
black
bro.
women fall into
Can
place.
you be
And you
quiet
said
for a second?
culture is both. If culture is both
Goddamn,
black women and black men, then state both. At
can
least
you be
state
quiet
both.
for a
At least
second?
be fair.
Can you be quiet
You're
for a
being
second while I
unfair.
respond to the brother?
Being unfair because you capping
Look,
for black women and you won't
listen,
even
man.
admit
All
it.
you gotta do is
Have to do, all you have to do is say, boom, black women fall in last too, just like black men. So da da
Black
da
men
da.
not last though.
So you just bring in dead last for black men, and then when I ask you about who creates culture, you be like both. Okay, so if both, then why don't we discuss both? Compare black men to other men. Got it. But are you comparing black women to other women? No, you don't. You silent on that. and that's unfair because you're giving a halfway projection, and you're purposely trying to make it seem like black men are the only ones failing because you don't mention the failures of black women. And when I compare black women to other women, they are trash. Black women, 56% of black mothers are single and solo.
Again, so can I speak now?
17% of white mothers are single and solo.
Can I speak?
That's the
9%
that's the wrong argument,
and
Pete.
26%. But you
Pete,
don't say
that's
they're
the wrong
horrible.
argument.
You don't say horrible. More than half of black mothers, more than half, bro, not even 50, not even 40%, 10%, more than half of black mothers are single and fucking solo. That's a problem. And if you compare it, man, and if you compare it to men, to the black fathers, you got to compare it, because if you're saying it's the cultures, both black men and black women, I don't care about the other shit. The biggest problem of any community and culture is family. Quasi said it, you said it, Oak said it, everybody said it. So if black women are creating broken families, then they are creating the problems in the community. We're dealing with more fatherless children, even though more black fathers are involved in their children's life. How can that be? So there's something that black mothers are doing, because the reason why they're at a 56% no daddy rate is because not only are they fucking the felons and the dudes that got 3 fucking baby mothers, they're fucking white boys, Mexican boys, Asian boys, and ain't got no fucking daddy there. So when we talk about
Asian girl, though.
swirling,
Hold on, wait. I want an Asian girl.
Let me get this. Let me get this. So what I'm saying is, when we talk about swirling, yeah, they may not be marrying outside because they're fucking hood bed wenches. They're fucking and having their babies. And they're not marrying, not because of their choices. It's because nobody's choosing a raggedy ass.
No, they getting chose. They rejecting it. But that's still the wrong argument. And somebody got echo. Somebody got echo.
Oak, I still wanted to respond to you. I really didn't hear anything he said. I had
Somebody got an echo though.
I'm on mute.
Yeah, praise God. Look at that. So what I was saying to Oak was, I damn near forgot the question. I'm waiting on my wife to bring me some wine so I can sit my way through these dissertations that Pete go on. But again, my point was, I don't look to, one of the reasons that I don't sit here and go back and forth about or drudge up every category that black people are doing this bad in this area and black people are doing that bad. And the only reason I even bring that up is because every time you open your mouth, particularly both of y'all have your greatest axe to grind is against black women. And then you compare black men to black women. And so the only reason I respond to that the way that I do is because I'm reminding you that in this Olympic game that we call life, your competition is not women. Your competition has never been women. Now, again, I get it for those of us who ain't so good at these games. Maybe you do want to compete with women because, you can't keep up with the men. So I get that. This is why Oak can understand why it's a fair comparison to compare us to other men. Yet Pete can understand that because he runs a little slower. So he needs to compete with women. I get that. That's your thing. Knock yourself out. But for those of us who are men and we understand the game of life is to be compared man to man, we don't have a problem with this conversation. Are black women struggling and sucking at life too? Hell yeah. If you look at black women in damn near every statistical category or in all of the areas that I named, black women are going to be last or damn near last in most, if not all, of those categories. Now, I know that black women have a higher enrollment rate in college, but that doesn't really translate to the things in life that really mean the most, which I agree is family and building, right? Family and family business. Family. No, I'm not done yet.
Hold on, Quasi, you see my inbox.
You see your inbox. Let me finish. So again, though, if I flip that same chart in all those areas, those 9 areas of people activity, you will find that black women are either last or damn near last in all of the categories that matter. And it's because we have an American problem where black people across the board suffer disproportionately in all of these different categories. But again, you know, a lot of weak men like to look and say, but look, at least we're doing better than black women. You know, like I said, that's weak shit. But if you really want to look at the game of life and you really want to put on your armor, your spirit magic helmet, you're gonna do battle against other groups of men, not women.
Okay, here's my issue with that. Here's my issue with that. I looked at the ratio for men. I told you it's a plus minus 2%. I look at the ratio for women, it's a plus minus 5%. But here's the thing. So Hispanic and black women suck equally at 45%. Actually, I just lied. No, yeah, Hispanic and black women suck equally at 60% having kids, 40% not. Asian and white women, they're equal at 45%. That's within the plus minus 2%, but it's a comparable ratio. So it's the American thing. So this is where we go with behavioral norms, right? Because here's are the intrinsic things, and this is what Pete was not arguing. He was making the wrong argument. First of all, I do think that black women are my enemy, but not because of sex. That's the only thing they give is sex. It's because of everything functional in life. There's a black chick that say, "What about the women? If women ain't included, fuck you, men." But they want all the entitlements for themselves. They want all the housing. They want their own expos. They want their own schools. They want their own unions. They want to do everything on their stuff like they're their own fucking demographic. But anytime black men do anything, black women try to shut it down. They were cancel culture before it was called cancel culture. That's my problem. Sex, not a problem. I could walk to any girl with 2 tacos, still suck my dick. That's not the problem. The problem is everything tangible. But here's how that translates to what you guys are talking about. 4% of black men, give or take 2%, 4% of black men are responsible for 64% of pregnancies. 64%. So that means that although, let's say, 4 out of 10 black women don't have children, the ones that have children by multiple men, 3 or more men. Black men don't have that issue. When black men have a child, they normally have children with one woman, or they might have a wayward kid, then they get married and have all their kids with their wife. These chicks just be like, fuck it, I need to have a baby every 7 years to keep my benefits. That is
Oh,
the issue. That is no. So I'm saying, so the ratio,
Quincy's an example.
yeah, crazy 8 deep. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, but he's still one. He has 8 kids, but he's still one man with children, with one woman with children, no matter how many kids they have. So how the ratios go out is men are way more responsible with their semen than women are with their ovaries.
But
So
now,
it's a
can't you still
no. I'm
take
just
that
saying
comparison? Can't you still
no.
make that a comparison against other groups of men? Like what
Hey,
percentage?
hey, hold on. I'm gonna say this one thing. Everybody on the live, thumbs up the video, so it can get out there.
Can't
Yeah,
you
like
take
the
that
video,
same
like the sub.
Oak? Can't you take that same comparison if you say, okay, 4% of black men are responsible for 64% of the babies or whatever percent you gave? Can't you take that same stat and then compare to other groups of men? Again, I'm comparing men and say, okay, now how does that translate to what white men are doing? What percentage of those men are responsible for the out of wedlock babies? And then look at Hispanics, and then look at Asians. Again, every time I'm comparing us to other men. And
The,
so
okay,
we have a
two
cultural
different
problem, and our
two
culture is just trash. And I know y'all
two
want to
two
say they
different
got
things. Well,
women.
American culture is trash. American women
Yeah.
are trash. But what I'm saying is, and I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is, men in general are fucking awesome. Women are trash across the board. Tyler's going title. You can call it black, white, Indian, Asian. They suck. As soon as they come over here on fufu, forget, goddamn it. Once she get on clothes, she forget that she was a submissive girl in Africa in the Sahara Desert. That's just what it is. They're just horrible human beings. So the
That
the
hasn't been my experience, brother.
the the juxtaposition, you can go by race, you can compare man to man, and man to man, the ratio was the same. The marketing's just different, right? White men are the original deadbeat dads. That's why they set up child support. That's why they set up. I'm not saying that white men haven't been trash historically. I'm not saying that there's not trash black men, but what I am saying is they promote trash black men, and they promote black men as old dog, and they promote white men as Seinfeld. But generally speaking, we're the same guys. Guys overall are awesome. Women just are irresponsible with their pussy. The thing about white women is this, especially white girls that swirl, right? Because we was talking about how guys swirl. White girls that swirl like black guys as an abstract thing, right? But but they're just better pet owners, right? Because black girls think that black men are their slaves. White girls think that black men are their pets. But either way, they're gonna get this beige baby, right? So the thing about white girls and other races of girls, even black girls who strippers, sex workers, they know, man, I better not have no kids or one kid top because man, I'm out here being promiscuous and I need somebody to come through and marry me one day when I, decide to put on a dress and move to Minnesota. I need to be an honest girl. I don't need the baggage. It's it's the everyday girls of all race. Black, if you want to compare black and white women, you can compare that. Because white guys are complaining all day about what they see on Tinder. You know what I'm saying? White girls that's
Yeah,
19
they
years
are.
old, single mother of four. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they are.
So black women and white women could be equally trash. You know what I'm saying? They could be equally trash, but it still comes down to if she has four kids, all four of those guys only have one child. You understand what I'm saying? The girls are
Yeah,
just
I hear
doing
you.
whatever. And it's their job to, if it's my body my
You
choice,
know,
if reproduction is their thing, then they doing a piss poor job. They poor pussy managers.
I think again, I go back to again, most people are going with the flow, whatever the flow is. Excuse me, whatever the cultural flow is, right? And so you'll find, and I love using this example. I don't think that Chinese kids are naturally or organically smarter than white or black or Hispanic kids. I think they do better academically, generally speaking. They do better academically because it's culturally unacceptable for them not to, right? So your cultural boundaries are going to be the guidelines that usher you forward into life. It just so happens that, and again, the more American they become, the more that those numbers start to slip. It just so happens that what's promoted as black culture is the anus of cultural boundaries, right? It's black culture. What is given to us as black culture isn't even defined by black people. So what happens in this culture where in American society, American culture at on a large scale, American culture in general is trash. Black culture, or what represents black culture, is the damn landfill, right? And so what's born out of that are these different experiences that you're talking about, whether it's single motherhood, whether it's the low marriage rates, whether it's the income, whether it's the education, whether it's our politics or our political our being politically naive or politically astute. Like in every category that you look at, all of the ways that you see black people showing up is born out of this cultural experience that we're having in America, and our value system is coming from that landfill, which we all acknowledge, except Pete. We all acknowledge that America is putting an inordinate amount of pressure on black people, and so how black people are
I,
responding to that inordinate pressure that we call racism is going to be very different than other groups who aren't having to deal with that same pressure. So yeah, you
I
can say,
disagree.
black
I
women,
dis
black women that, but at the end of the day,
I,
I mean, it just is what it is.
I disagree. Now I'm not even going to the racist part. That was at the end. I disagree. I think that women just
You know
don't
what?
have penalties with the cultural norm being women don't have penalties. Men want to be the best at something. I don't, not black men. Black men just want to have a woman, but
Not
men
all men.
want to be the best at something.
That's not true, bro.
Everybody, somebody got to be a fan. Somebody got to be in the state. Everybody can't be on the court. But generally speaking, men strive to be the best of the
Most
best
men
at
don't want
something.
to be the best, bro. Most men don't want to
Most,
be the best. Exceptional men want to be the best, but your average
oh,
man, he ain't trying to be the best.
I
I give
disagree
you
The
with
that.
average
that. I
man is
mean, if
not
you
trying to
say,
get it
No,
but
no, no, no. I,
that,
I grant you that, but that's not where I'm going with. What I'm saying
done. All
is
right.
all women want to be is second to last. They just don't want to be the worst one. So they'll do whatever it takes for the
Hey,
cultural
Ty got
norm
a
of not
question.
being the worst. I know I saw a tag question. Man, we already talked about that, man. He took the
we just
long route to get some
yeah.
coochie. He took the long route. He done wore dresses and lipstick just to get some ass in the end. You know what I'm saying? But shout out
Can
to
I
him though,
answer?
man.
Can I answer?
Let's
Sincere, yeah, sincere. You're right. I'm not black. I'm OJ. So you're right. Black is not a race, nor is it a nationality. There's no flag. They don't even got their own fucking bear. Well, unless you count 211, but a white man owns it. Anyway, so bottom line is, I'm not black. You're right. Black is for women, gays, and felons. So I'm neither one of those. So you're right. And yes, I'm a mutt. And I don't know. You might be a smut. So I don't know. Touche. We even. I'm a mutt. You're a smut. You get smutted out.
hey, shout out to the smuts.
Hey, Sincere
But yeah,
said
that
something else. He said something about. He said, "I would say that foreign blacks are more of our enemies than Black American women." What y'all think about that?
I
That's
disagree. I
bullshit.
disagree wholeheartedly. Let me
Oh,
tell you what.
Farrakhan's
Wholehearted.
Trinidad here. Marcus
That's
Garvey is Jamaican. And these are people that black people praise as the great revolutionaries that try to help black people. How the fuck are they the enemy?
well. Not only that, but they tribe up. They understand tribal norms. Nigerians hang with Nigerians. Kenyans hang with Kenyans. So when I see them when I'm out of town, or even if I'm in Chicago, they have their own uh compressed area, and they had a whole neighborhood smelling like curry and paprika, and they just chill. They don't mess with nobody mess with them. I can't say they my enemy and they've never done harm to me. All they've ever done is you know what I'm saying, fed me beef patties. I like beef patties. You know
Maybe
what I'm
you could
saying?
expound on that, Sincere. Add a little bit something. What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what he mean by that. He or she,
Oh
whatever
shit.
Sincere is. Add to that.
It was just a fake attack on me, but that's I could. Happy 420,
Oh, you think
yes.
that?
Shout
Okay.
out to the weed smokers.
Oh, her today.
Shout out to the
Okay.
chiefers.
It's all type of things. Say 420 today, Wednesday. I'm just totally lost. I'm finna go smoke weed with my friends when it's over. Uh, They
Now,
gon' they
folks, 420 is for weed, not for crack. So today,
well,
put down the Joe Biden pipes.
you know what's crazy? I never got my Joe Biden pipe or my Joe Biden tax refund. I'm mad at Joe Biden on two fronts.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't smoke weed, but I'm gonna smoke weed today because people laugh.
What's
It's
his favorite
420.
phrase, Vaughn? Come on, man.
Say what?
I said, what is Biden
I didn't hear
favorite?
you.
Biden favorite. Come on, man.
Oh man. Hey, Quasi
Yeah.
Quasi got the
You got to drop it, crazy. Drop it. Drop
Let
it
me
for him.
drop it. I'll drop it
Yeah.
on y'all in a minute.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man, just kind
No.
of getting back to some of the things we were saying, man. I think we could really start having some very productive conversations when we look at if we start to look at like I mean, one of the things that Oak is always saying is women, they bone the logo, right? Women are the
Oh.
the whatever the
The,
spoils of
the
war or whatever cliches
spoils
you
of
use,
war,
right?
the
So
cheerleaders, all that. Right.
okay, so in that context, right? If we're going to use that, I'm not going to argue with that, right? Let's just go with that for a second, just so I can make y'all side of the argument. If that's the case, then our conversation really shouldn't be much about women at all, because
I,
if all they're gonna do is if all they're gonna do is rock with the leader, I mean, or the winner, then our job is to win, not
I've been
argue with
saying that for
the winner.
7 weeks. I've been saying that for
Yeah, but your
7
student
weeks.
ain't saying that. Yeah, but your student ain't saying that. Your protege ain't saying that. Your protege want to get down and mud wrestle with girls, and I'm
Mm.
Dude,
saying,
that's the topics y'all bring up.
nah,
That's the topics y'all want to talk about.
Now, before we stop talking about women, let's get into this DJ Envy thing.
Right.
Because we know
yeah,
we
let's
know
get it.
Quasi must be doing something right because he on number 8, so she ain't dipped off. I assume all the kids look alike. You know what I'm saying? If you got a dark one in the litter, though,
Yeah.
just watch that. But you know what I'm saying.
All
But
his,
yeah,
all
so
his kids was born with a bow tie.
Well, hold on, Pete. Well, before you do that, what I was gonna say was, I think we could really start having some very productive conversations if we start building around what men need to do, rather than this whole these women ain't shit and blah, blah, blah. Like, we could really start talking about what men need to do in each of these statistical categories or in each of these areas of people activity, people interaction. If we focus our energy there and start talking about that, then I think organically, if women, want to be with the logo, if women want to be with the winner, then they will naturally gravitate toward those who are winning. So our job is to simply win. That's all I'm saying. So we can start discussing things
I'll
of
go with
that
that.
nature.
I don't disagree with it. And I think one thing is that everybody's
Okay.
like,
I was talking because I didn't think you would agree with that.
oh no. I mean, I agree. Like here's the thing. People are like, oh, you bash them. It's not that I don't. I'm just honoring black men. Because I think men are great. I think black men can do better than what they are.
You actually make black men look bad when you do that.
No, I don't.
You really do. If you think about it.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yes, the Biden. Yes.
You actually make black men look bad when you make that argument.
I don't.
Because
Actually, I don't. I say this, and I disagree. Right. The thing is that when we talk about the black community, the first thing we talk about is, oh, black men are having these babies out of wedlock. This is that, a third. Right? Because that's what we've been hearing for the last 50 years. Black men making all these babies, ain't taking care of children. And that's the stigma black men have gotten. Not only has it just been within our talks, but it's been on TV, Oprah, you name it. They're saying all these out of wedlock babies, da 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 da. And what happens is no one looks at the data. And I looked at the data. Hold on. I looked at the data and I said, wait a minute. When it talks about these deadbeats and fatherless homes and all of that, I'm seeing that it can't be the fathers, right? I can't see this being the fathers because I'm like, well, if black fathers at an 88% rate are either married or cohabitating and only 12% are failing, well, I wouldn't even say failing, but are solo. And then I'm comparing it to, okay, well, cool. I'm thinking the numbers for women should be relative to that, but it's not. And I'm like, wait a minute. So it's not these black men are out here and a large majority are just having babies out of wedlock.
Here's the issue.
Hold on, finish up. And are having out of wedlock. It's these mothers. And then I'm like, well, where are they? Where is it coming from? And then I cross-reference with other data. And then I find it. So what it is that the stigma for the last 50 years is all these deadbeat dads. And I don't know if you disagree or agree with that, Vaughn, but that has been the stigma of black men for the last 50 years.
But do you understand why that's a stigma?
It's
No. But it's a black thing though. It's marketing, but it's a black thing. Here's what.
Almost went away.
No. This is why. This is why. Baby boomers were horrible human beings.
That was an April Fool's joke.
Horrible, right? That's the issue. Baby boomers were horrible human beings. Draft dodging, cowardly, 14 baby mama. Then I'm a smoke crack and live in a gutter ass human beings. So everything that the baby boomers did became a black man thing. Even though their kids, Gen X, were really involved with their kids, even though the bitches were stealing them. Even though now the millennials don't even want to have kids. There's still a stigma from the baby boomers. And who made the stigma? Baby boomers. Because the first thing they said, because they hate themselves, the first thing they did is told their daughter, get a college plan so you don't date a man like me. Because all baby boomers ever wanted to be was white women with black dicks. That's all baby boomers are. Why do you think all these chicks want a man like granddad? Because granddad wanted the girls. Baby boomers are cucks. So then you take that cuckold single mama generation, free love, Woodstock generation, and they all tried to redeem themselves in the 70s by marrying a single mother. And then they turned around and said, man, this is the nature of men. Men are savage. No, they went against, I know my grandparents. They went against the forgotten generation. They left all cultural norms behind. Then they had Generation X raise our motherfucking self, latchkey kids, and we did all right. And then they say, man, I hate being a man, so I hate men. I go to war all the time with baby boomer men because I see them trying to harass 12-year-old boys. I'm just being honest. This is where it comes from. Now,
I'm not disagreeing. I agree with all that. I don't have no argument with it. I'll say it that way. What I want to ask you in conjunction with that though is, do you think that they were responding to something that was happening to them as black people that most other demographics were not experiencing, and so they were all experiencing that Woodstock shit, the LSD and the
sniff cocaine, that was
No,
everybody.
that's not what I'm asking. What I'm saying is, do you think that was racism gone during that time and they weren't experiencing that?
No,
And
no,
everybody was
racism
just
wasn't.
Woodstock getting high chasing?
Racism wasn't gone,
Huh?
but that doesn't mean that you have to hate your sons and your grandsons.
Facts.
No.
Black,
That's not what I'm saying.
Even though the highest rate of racism,
No,
blacks were
hold
still
on,
marrying at a
Pete.
rate of 90%, 90 to 98% were two
Hold on,
family
Pete.
homes.
Hold on, Pete. The racism conversation ain't for you.
How
So
is that not for me?
because racism ain't real in your mind. So I'm talking to Oak. So
Come on now.
So my
shoot your
question
shot.
to you, my question to you, Oak, is that with you're talking about Woodstock, you're talking 60s, 70s, right? During that time frame, right? Even earlier. So with what was happening, with what Black people were experiencing in this country on a broad scale, I'm not talking about necessarily just individually. Do you think that would provoke unfavorable responses in the lives of people who would otherwise maybe have an easier shot at being constructive fathers, constructive mothers, grandparents, and
No,
so on?
no, I don't.
No.
No, and
So
I'll
racism
tell
is
you.
relevant to all of that.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why that's not normally true. Because all those fucking deadbeat dads and crackheads, when they decide to try to get their life right, who do they live with? Their parents. Raised their kids in their parents' roof, 3 generations on their parents' roof. So that means that their parents were homeowners, or at least had a place to, you know what I'm saying, a place for them to come back to. That means that granddaddy was gainfully employed. So while he was out here talking about some free love and cocaine and I see purple elephants behind trees, everybody else was being functional. I don't think there was a dilatory thing. We're talking about the first generation. That's when Love versus Virginia happened. So now they fucking white girls for the first time. They busting us and everything, leaving girls behind, protesting Vietnam, freebasing coke, and then they say, "Yo, men are bad," because you're a horrible person. You bad. So now you want to reflect your failures and everything. There is no young people. Have a conversation with a 20-year-old and see how they say, "Yo, we look up to the old heads and the old heads hate us. They jealous of us."
Mm-hmm.
We all went through that shit. We went through that shit. Well, actually, we raised ourselves, but we started catching that around our 20s and 30s, looking at the old heads, looking at us like, "Man, young buck, you think you doing something back in my day, nigga? You don't remember your day. You was high for 30 years, nigga."
That's culture, though,
The
right?
It's an era. What the boomers did was an era. There's certain things that's culture, and they affected the culture, but the era was trash. All the deadbeat dads, that was that era. That was that era.
Mhm.
So like
But you can't
when we
escape
can't,
culture. Your error doesn't happen outside of culture. It happens within the cultural
but that
context,
was
right?
American culture. They had Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock just like they had Jimi Hendrix on Soul Train. That was the entire culture. They had the rebellious shit, and that was part of being rebellious. We gonna fuck unprotected. We gonna get abortions. We gonna take birth control pills. We gonna be single moms. Fuck a man. That was they invented the dysfunctional culture.
Yep. And then what
So
Who did? The baby boomers?
the boomers.
was, everything
Okay.
was about was coke and chaos.
I don't
So
agree
so
with that,
all
but I hear what you're saying.
I mean so because if you
And,
look at
and
it,
if you look at racism if you say racism affected it, then that means that it
I
should
can't
have
talk
never
racism with
been.
you, man.
No, well,
I can't
that's
talk
you.
racism.
That's you. Stop that. So if you think of if even outside looking in, right? If that's what you want to say it is, if racism is the issue, right? And let me just, well, I'll clear that up later. Well, I
It's the
don't care.
cornerstone. It's the cornerstone. It's
No,
the
it's not.
foundation.
If racism was an issue from the time slaves were emancipated,
Not
right?
slaves. Not slaves. Not slaves. No, not slaves. Let's after slavery. From 1865 forward. The hell with
And
slavery.
that's what I
Let's
was
go
about to say. That
1865
so
forward.
after slave,
Let them rock. Let them rock, Vi. Let them rock.
from
Let them rock.
1865 going on.
my bad,
Yeah.
7 kids. All right, seven. All right, I'm pretty sure you got one in the oven though.
He
I
said
saw
he
that
got one
picture,
in the oven, but he said that's April Fool's. I'm like,
It was an April Fool's joke. What I did on the first.
man.
had his wife scared, like, don't you fuck around no more. 7, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Lucky 7. Hey, that's a lucky number. Go play some lotto crazy. You're gonna need them for them kids. So my thing is, if racism has been an issue from 1865 all the way till now, or even till the boomer generation, then that means you would have the same output when it came to children and out of wedlock and broken homes and shit like that from then. The From all the way up to about the 1950s, at least 80 to it was 85 to 95% of children were born in two-parent homes. You know what I'm saying? The change came after the 50s, which is really the Woodstock era. So this is why I'm saying you can't say racism was it, because then you would have to say as soon as racism hit, everybody was fucked up and nobody was building families. That would be racism. You could blame racism. But if racism has been in existence for almost 100 years before the dysfunction, then you can't blame racism, because fucking unprotected and not being married is not an answer or a reflection of racism. That means you were comfortable and you felt American enough to go fuck raw, to go fight Vietnam, to go to Woodstock concerts. You felt comfortable. You felt that you were part of America, so that you got comfortable to say, oh, well, it's cool. I ain't got to be a husband. Well, I ain't got to be a wife. I can fuck raw and have these babies, and I'm as American pie. So that means they have thought that they were fully free. And as soon as they got free, they started fucking like rabbits. And no different than the Bible. We talk about the Hebrews being motherfucking enslaved by the pharaohs. And as soon as the motherfuckers got free, and I'm saying this because black people are going to say they're the original Hebrews. Yes, you are. You're the same motherfuckers that when the pharaoh freed your ass, one, you was complaining about leaving. Two, you were complaining about, then as soon as you got free and got under the ocean and shit, you just saw some wonderful shit happen. You saw a motherfucker part the sea. And instead of asking him who the fuck is his God, because he just did some shit you ain't never see, you go make a false God and you start fornicating, drinking wine, don't want to build, bitching and complaining. And then you get lost for 40 years on something that would only take 10 days to walk the fuck out of. That, if that ain't black fucking folks, then don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same shit they doing now. As soon as motherfuckers as soon as they said, all right, cool, you can fuck white women, black men just, boom, ran with the dick. You know what I'm saying? White women, boom, went and fucked all them white boys at Woodstock. You think them black broads wasn't fucking them white boys? It wasn't just black men fucking white women. That's why you had an influx of where all these light-skinned motherfuckers come from, all these beige babies come from. They're fucking them white boys in Woodstock. They were doing the same shit. As soon as they got freedom,
shout out to hitting the white boys, because me and Pete won't be here.
The first thing they did was fuck. As soon as they got freedom, they fucked. They didn't build shit. And then that's when the numbers were. So you can't say it's racism.
Shout out to freedom, and me and Pete won't be here.
Now, if you want to say since slavery and the average motherfucker only had $100 and it was like that, I could kind of run with that because it's consistent. But you mean
shout out to niggas committing treason, or me and Pete won't be here.
Yo, man.
Hey,
you know,
when the world give you lemons, boy. When the world give you lemons.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Hey,
God.
you know, me and Black was talking about this earlier.
The woman you want and have to pay for ass.
Me and Quasi was talking about this. Hold on, Pete. Me and Quasi was talking about this earlier. We were talking about the how religion has played a role. You know what I mean? And so. And I kind of want to spin it to this. When you have, if you just take people on a most primal level, they're not necessarily going to be responsible. One thing for sure, they're going to have sex, right? And they're going to probably make a whole lot of babies. And if they don't have any boundaries, they're going to do all kind of wild stuff that might not necessarily be constructive.
Are you talking about crazy?
I'm talking about people. So when you have people with one of the reasons I think that religion has been important is because it kind of, with as much as we might think about it, it scares a lot of people into doing the right thing, right? Or at least into doing constructive things, maintaining their families because they fear they might go to hell, maintaining that marriage because they fear, whatever that the church or that God might do to them, right? So, and then I was talking to my wife earlier, and we had these ideas in our society where people fear coming back in their next life as a bug or coming back as a cow, coming back as something other than a human being, right? And so when we have these, when we she said when we have these types of ideas that are
That's all
scaring
I'm
people,
saying though. I like your wife. I told you, man. I love
when we
toddlers,
have
man.
these
I love
when we
toddlers,
have these
man.
ideas, let me build, bro. When we have
All
these
right.
ideas, these ideas are meant to establish, in my opinion, are meant to establish guidelines and boundaries for so that people will behave in ways that actually build a society rather than destroy a society. This is the reason for culture. So I'm saying if wherever you have strong cultural values, even if you think people are mean or whatever, wherever you have strong cultural values, you're gonna have people performing stronger. You're going to have people excelling academically. You're going to have people excelling economically, financially. You're going to have family structures where even if the husband is beating the hell out of the wife, she ain't leaving because it disgraces the family. It dishonors the community. It dishonors her mother and father. Once you start breaking all that down, removing those boundaries away from people, and people can, like Aleister Crowley says, do as thou wilt, right? You can do whatever it is that you want to do whatever feels good. You're going to have people behaving in a whole lot of very reckless ways. And what we're experiencing now is that I always go back to this idea where if any type of powerful man, let's say George Soros, right, who's a super billionaire, maybe I shouldn't say his name on YouTube, but whatever, if he was to be able to go to the Asian woman who's the highest representative of staying with her man despite how she's being treated, if he was to come up with a plan and he was to offer Asian women as a demographic trillions of dollars on educating themselves and getting better jobs and becoming more self-sufficient, you would start seeing Asian women behaving much more recklessly in the same ways that white American women are behaving and the same ways that Black American women are behaving. But as it stands, they're culturally insulated from those types of intrusions. So they don't allow people to come in, or maybe, I don't know if allow is the right word, but people aren't able to penetrate their culture and inject or infuse those type of ideas of girl, you can, Asian girl magic, right? You don't hear about Hispanic girl magic. You don't hear about Chinese girl magic. You don't hear none of that shit. All you hear is Black girl magic, and Black girls are getting $1 trillion investments from Goldman Sachs. Like, you see all these different ideas that are being infused that are liberating or I'll say, quote unquote, fake empowering women to do as thou wilt. But I'm telling you, if you introduce that same dynamic to these other groups of women, you're going to have a very similar outcome. Your culture is trash. That's why you're experiencing trash results. Not because your women are trash or not because your men are trash. Your culture is trash. And if your culture is trash, you're going to produce trash results from your men and your women.
Garbo.
Well,
results.
it's what's accepted, right? Like,
Nah, it ain't what's accepted.
no, it is what is accepted. I mean, at the end of the day, it's what's accepted, right? People have to push the culture. You could say this, you could say that. The culture is basically how people act, and they have a common way of doing shit. So it's really the people. And the reason why the culture is trash is because 80% of homes don't have fathers. There's no balance, there's no authority, there's no penalties. You know what I'm saying? The same people that are, you got to understand, the same people that are being created are created the culture, because only humans can carry the culture. Culture is only what human beings do. You can't just say culture is like it's a third party or a third piece entity. Culture is just a representation what a group of people are doing. You know what I'm saying?
It's the foundation. It's the foundation of what people
do. Culture is the activity of people. There is no culture if you have no people. If I give you a huge piece of land and there's no one there, there's no culture. The people that come there and how they handle that land is culture. That's culture. Culture is with the people. You have no culture if you have no people. So it's the people that promotes or create or brings about the culture. So it's really what the people accept. Asian people don't accept certain things. White people don't accept certain things.
Where does culture come from? Where does culture come from? How is it?
It's about what it's established by what people want, right, and what they allow. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you said, Chinese people are not necessarily the smartest. It's just they won't allow grades lower than anything else. Now, I know
that's not even true.
Hold on, let me finish.
Hurry up and buy.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
Hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy.
Yeah. So,
and they married their secretary. Wait.
Sorry for your mother.
And they married their secretary. Cause that dude he put his wife on the track immediately. That's how you know they married their secretary. It ain't no you go work for another person. It's economic. No.
Look in my eyes.
Like here's this. I lived in the hood. Right? I grew up and lived in the hood in Brooklyn.
I feel sorry for your mother.
So what I'm saying is I lived in that, and in the culture of my home, education and certain things were pushed. Right? Culture is by the demand of the people and what they want. You know what I'm saying? That creates the culture. You cannot have culture without human beings acting upon it. So when we say America, it's not just America, it's the people in America. If people in America don't decide to do certain shit, then they just don't. And that's just not part of the culture. That's it. It's just what it is. It's based on everything from down to food that you eat.
Make sure you click that subscribe button and that notification bell.
Culture is not individual homes, though, Pete. It's a collection of ideas that people agree on.
That people agree with. And I'm just telling you, the culture in my home is a collective ideas of the people, which is my mother and father. My mother felt that education was important. So did my dad.
Where'd she get that from?
She got that from. Yeah, she got that. I assume from her parents, and my dad got it from his parents or their experiences.
That's all.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not just one individual household; it's a collection of households.
I get that, but I'm saying it starts there because other households, education wasn't important, and you can see that because this is why they had special ed classes and lower level classes because the culture in their house was not education.
It's not. It doesn't start in the homes, brother. It's expressed in the homes. It doesn't start in the home. It starts with your leaders.
Your leaders. It starts with the leaders. Your first leaders is your mother and father. That's who raised you. You did not become who you are without. Okay, so you were just.
I hear that. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is, again, your leaders, your ideas of what shapes the culture, the ideas of what's important culturally, come from your leaders. It doesn't come from your household.
Who's your leaders?
Hold on. So in other words, when you get Jesse Jackson that comes out here and he says, I'm just using him as an example because countless millions of black people was following Jesse Jackson, right? So when he comes
millions weren't. There were so many millions of black.
When he comes out,
that disagree. Well, no, I want to rock this. You asked me a question. I was quiet. I'll let you all go at it. So let me just go on this. You're asking me what culture is. I'm expressing to you culture starts at the home. Everything you do starts at the home. Yes, it does. It starts at the home. Jesse Jackson don't come to your crib and cook your sandwiches. Your mama did. Your mama was the first one that put a titty in your mouth. Just like my mama put a titty in my mouth, and I got from that was the goddamn milk. You know what I'm saying? My culture of eating.
Where does breastfeeding come from, Pete? Do you know why? Do you know why we have more cesarean sections in this country than any other country? Do you know why we have more cesarean sections in this country?
Who gives a fuck about that?
No, I'm showing you how culture gets affected from the top down.
I'm saying this has to do with bonding, and we spoke about that last one.
No, that's not where I'm going.
Culture starts at the home. There's everybody culture starts at home until they become an adult and old enough to change the trajectory of their culture, right?
No, it doesn't.
Whatever your children did was based on the culture of the home, not Jesse Jackson, not Al Sharpton. They did it the culture of mom and dad, what you instilled in that home. When they became 18,
where mom and dad get their ideas
from?
Where mom and dad get their ideas from?
Wherever their ideas came from, it could change because what you believe, put it like this. My mother was Catholic. I was raised as a Catholic.
So the church did. Church.
Actually, but I'm not. I'm not. And let me explain to you. No, I'm not. I'm telling you, I'm not. I was
Not you.
raised. I
Not
went
you.
through. Oh, hold on. I went through those things, and when I got old enough, I removed myself from it. I created my own culture, but a lot came from my mother. You know what I'm saying? And my dad, and what was in the house. You are not. You're, yo.
Why don't Catholics use
Culture
contraception?
comes from. All culture starts in the home.
Why don't
What you
Catholic
do
people?
is
Why don't
this,
Catholic people? Why is it largely accepted? I don't know about now, but for a long time, Catholic people didn't use contraception. Why? That's the
look, a
culture.
lot of
Where does
motherfuckers
that
ain't use
idea come from?
contraception. A
Each
lot of people,
individual house.
I don't know what fucking raw got to do with culture. All I'm saying is because my mom and dad ain't even talk about sex, and nobody talked about who fucked raw, or who fucked in what position. We ain't even had those conversations. We talking about culture, and culture ain't societal. Culture creates the society based on the people and what they do. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It
that's the other way
starts in
around,
the
brother.
home. It's like if it was synonymous, then every black folk would do everything Jesse Jackson and them tell them. Why do black folks have, even in the black community, they have different cultures and different things they do? Is because it was in their house. If you were
When you
brought
have
up, if you were brought up poor and you were brought up by single moms, you were brought up under that level of culture she provided. She could have been a good single mother.
Okay,
And
now
she
let me
could have been
respond.
of a horrible single mother, but that is the culture.
Can I respond, please?
There are guys and women that are brought up a certain way because of their mama. That's where it first starts. Now, when they get adults, they can choose the path they want to go and either continue the culture, which most do, because they mama was on Section 8 and had them at 14, and they decide I'm gonna do the same shit and all of that. No one made that.
Please? Can I respond, please?
If you're
So
gonna
when
talk
you
about
have,
culture and not
can I
raw
respond, please?
as
Can
a
I
Christian.
respond, please? Can I respond, please? So when you have, if you have a country, let's take Ireland, right, which is largely Catholic, and I'm talking Ireland from 100 years ago, and if you have 5 million people, I'm guessing what the population is because I don't know, but let's just say you got 5 million people, and they have a common idea that we're not using contraception, we're not pulling out, we're not having sex on our period, right? The women stay home and the men go out in the fields and work. If you have the type of country where the same ideas resonate in all of these homes of people who have never even met each other, but they're doing the same thing in each home, that's not starting in the home. That's starting from up top. Somebody up top is saying, this is what we do. We don't have sex on our periods. We don't have sex with contraception. The men go out in the field and work. The women stay home. We breastfeed. We don't do da 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 da. These ideas, if tens of millions of people are expressing very similar ideas and have never met each other, that's letting you know that those aren't people that are just organically coming up with these ideas on their own. These ideas are being handed down from the top, from the leaders of that culture, from the leaders of that society. And then what's expressed in the homes, in the individual families, is what ends up representing, being a cultural representation of what the value system is. It's not the way you're saying it. It doesn't happen where each 10 million, you got 300 million people in America and everybody's doing their own thing and they just so happen to organically have the same idea. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. No, what happens is the ideas come from the top down. That's where the value system comes from. And the reason that I brought up the cesarean section, America is one of the leaders in the world for C-sections, right? And this ain't about women or whatever. The point that I'm making is outside of America, C-sections are a whole lot less common. Cesarean section birth is a whole lot less common. The reason for that is because culturally, they've embraced the idea that natural birth is the way we're doing things. In America, though, culturally, they've accepted the idea of much more cosmetic pregnancies, cosmetic birth deliveries. And so women, do things based on what's being established in this culture, right? So this is why you have more cesareans. This is also why you have fewer and fewer women breastfeeding in America, because culturally it's in vogue to just put Similac or Enfamil in a bottle and stick the bottle in the baby's mouth. That doesn't just happen organically. Watch it, bitch. Homes. Thank you. You see what I'm saying? So that's where that shit comes from. Knock it off with the whole millions and millions of people organically coming up with the same goddamn ideas. That's dumb. It's dumb.
Well, individually, you have to make a choice, and you individually have to make a choice for your family, no matter what product is out there, right? They sell pork chops in the grocery store, right? and a lot of people buy pork chops. Do you buy them? Do you buy them, Vaughn? Do you buy the pork chops?
No, sir.
There you go. Right. So you dictate what culture you have in your house. Nobody in your house eat pork because you control the culture that's in your house. Even though pork chops are being sold by the millions and millions of pounds, even though Similac was sold, crazy. Sorry to be a little personal, but does your wife breastfeed or did she just give him Similac?
Breastfeed.
There you go.
Why?
Is
Why?
Similac
Got him.
available to you? Can you go buy Similac?
No. We like titties
Boom.
over here.
Huh? But if
He
you,
said we
but I'm
like
saying
titties.
is,
Gotcha,
over here.
bitch.
no, I'm saying, but can you
They
buy?
ain't even available.
Let me ask you, can you buy Similac there? Is Similac available in the stores? Is Enfamil or Similac available in the stores when you go grocery shopping?
All right, so here. I
No,
listen to
hold on. Can I just want Crazy to answer? Is Enfamil or Similac available in the stores?
he don't know. He don't go to the stores. He go to the store because
Huh?
he don't know.
Look,
He don't know.
his
He don't
wife
know
is
what.
answering.
But is
His
it
wife
in the
knows.
stores? Is it in the stores?
I
Crazy.
don't
Yeah,
know.
it's in the stores, bro.
All right then,
I
and you
don't
could
know.
choose, and you could choose to either do one or the other, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
So
look
is
You know
what your
what I'm
wife
saying?
said, bro. Hey,
is
Black, I like your
breastfeeding
wife's
is
comment.
hold on? Is
I
breastfeeding a
like your wife's
choice?
comment, Black.
Yeah,
Is
it says they
no,
got that type of formula.
but they got
they
Look,
got
but
man.
different
it's
type
the
of
same thing,
formula.
right? But you choose to breastfeed.
But I know what the principle you're talking about. They got
I'm
alternatives to
saying,
breastfeeding. He's
shout,
saying they
shout out
got.
to
He's basically
Right.
saying they got alternatives to breastfeeding. They do.
shout out to the
Yes.
Volvo station wagon. Tell me you got your wife the Volvo station wagon with the wood on the outside. Tell me
You talking about
you like it.
Griswold?
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
with the rear facing seat.
Yeah, man. If you ain't get that, if you ain't get that National Lampoon joint, man, you slacking.
Yeah.
So my point
Hey,
Hey,
look,
is
Yeah,
that
we
culture.
Aya
breastfeed over
says
here. We breastfeed
your
over here.
wife said yes.
You
The babies and the
breastfeed
daddies.
because
We
of your
breastfeed over
culture,
here.
right? Her
Look,
culture,
your
your
wife,
culture,
hey,
and
Black,
your,
your wife said
hold
yes.
on.
Culture is created by leaders of society. Values are upheld and taught at the home. Culture is created by the leaders of society. Values are upheld and taught at the home. That's all I'm saying.
I like
No,
that. I like that.
Thank you.
I,
Thank.
I
That's some
like that.
basic shit, bro.
No, I
That's some
like that.
basic shit.
Here,
nah. It starts at the
Look at this
home.
motherfucker.
It
You
starts
know,
with the mother and the father because you got to be raised in that shit. You got to be
that's
raised.
what we
Leaders don't raise. Hold on, leaders don't raise your kids. What happens is leaders set
Jesus.
boundaries of how far you can go. America don't
Where
tell
y'all
you
get
how to
this dude
raise your
from,
kids.
man? Where y'all get
What
this dude
America
from,
said,
man?
hold on. What America says is you just can't do these things. All society does and leaders do are create laws and rules so that there are penalties if you cross the line. That's it. But if none
no,
of them tell you
they
whether
create
you
no, they create cultural norms. They do. But here's the thing: it's part of
Get
their
him, Mo.
marketing budget.
Get him, Mo. Put your
But but
put a muzzle
but
on his
this that
bro.
but that's not where I was gonna go with. All right, so because we ain't gonna have time to talk about goddamn it, DJ Envy. All right, but all I'm gonna say is this, because I'm a bridge. I think honestly, I think that was a great comment that bridged the gap. But I'll say that there are family traditions. Like for instance, as a Summers man, I had to go to college. I'm not the first person to go to college. It's expecting me for me to go to college.
there
But
you
in
go.
somebody else's home, they be like, I'm the first one to ever graduate from high school because they got shitty parents. So there are certain values that are taught at the home that aren't taught in other homes. But
Yep.
culturally speaking, culture is based on marketing. So, and here's the whole thing though. Only 4% of people represent a culture, right? Chicago is known for killing everything moving. But it's only like 6% of people shoot us. It's a lot of us with guns, but most of us responsible gun owners. It's only six, and they always young. It's only 6% of people that get mad at a spades game and shoot it up at 2 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But the entire city of 3 million people, 2 million people, because everybody going to Texas in that manner. The city of 2 million people is deemed dangerous, and it is dangerous because you don't know who that 6% is, right?
Right.
But it's not everybody, right? So there are we can talk about women. 60% of women, well, 55% of black women have kids, right? 55%. That's not the issue. Between 55 and 60% of all women have kids, right? Well, 50 to 55% of all women have kids. The cultural issue is when you start looking at Here's the biggest thing about culture. Because here's the thing, and I don't feel like hearing Pete tell the stat, but there are a lot of more middle class black men than reported. The thing about culture is we keep judging the top 20% of women based on the bottom 20% of men. But when you judge other men, you're judging the top 20% of they men. So it looks like it's different, but it's not. If I look at Asians, I know a lot of Asians that don't like counting, but you don't hear about them. They hide them, right? It's a lot of whoever that don't like doing shit. Every you know what I'm saying? Every Jew does not want to work at the bank. You know what I'm saying? But it's an option, it's a fallback option, but that's not what they want to do. They might want to plant tomatoes, I don't know. But they're known traditionally as such. So when you look at black, you think minstrel and drug dealer because that's how we're marketed.
Thank you.
There's an argument going on.
What are we
No,
talking about?
ever since Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, now they're talking about the show Bel Air, how the show Bel, and of course it was done by a fat black woman because
Right,
nobody hates
right.
black men more than fat black women. But talking about how it's a negative connotation on what Black America is, and so a lawyer taking care of his wayward nephew and his kids, that's a negative connotation on Black America. It's not realistic. So if they're not shooting or selling drugs, it's not realistic to her because the dating preference for black women is motherfuckers that read above below a third grade level, sell drugs, got a parole officer. So they don't see Jamal in accounting. He's a coon.
Get on
He's acting
fire.
white. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it's a culture of what 16-year-old girls want to fuck. I can be as smart as I want to be, but I ain't gonna get no pussy. I gotta slide up in that box Chevy on blades. Like, what up, G? And they'd be like, oh shit, he got a box Chevy on
So what do
blades.
you call that? Oh, what do you call that? Culture. Because that's common from hood to hood, from state to state, city to city. That shit is common. That's a cultural
And
phenomenon.
it's a culture phenomenon because people only look at the bottom 20%. There
Yeah.
are entire communities of black people. As much as I think Cleveland is the shittiest city in America, there's a suburb outside of Cleveland that's all black and all the homes are $300,000 homes, which I would not have known about if my cousin wasn't a doctor and her and her boyfriend, ironically enough, a big time dope dealer, because girls with PhDs love dope dealers. Anyway, they moved into this $300,000 community. 300,000 houses, like the whole glass joint, like they ain't even got walls, like the whole outside. It's a
Yeah,
very nice
it's dope.
community.
It's
It's
dope.
dope. Gated community is dope. All black people, all professional or apparently big time dope dealers, and they all do their thing, right? And she almost didn't get in because her husband came through with the FUBU outfit, and it was like, yo, this is the image that we want in our high class Negro community. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So he had to go back and put on a Coochie sweater like Bill Cosby. Just you know what I'm saying, to come back to the housing
Yeah.
agency. So because that's the what they call it, the housing association, because that's the culture. The housing association is a culture, right?
Mhm.
So it's that. But there's a lot of those. Niggas just love broke shit. Girls love broke niggas. That's why they say every nigga is broke. But y'all can't talk to niggas with money because niggas with money's got requirements and y'all don't bring shit to the table. We ask you, you say hugs. And because he don't give a fuck about teaching you, he don't tell you you need to do this, 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 and that. White women are
Well,
not better than. Here's something real quick.
I
I'm
know
gonna
that he
say,
don't care about teachers. She
Philly
just
just
don't
made
want
two real good
don't want
comments.
to
yeah,
be
she don't
taught.
want to. Right,
She
right,
want to be
right.
taught. That's why he don't
Because
want
that's
to do it.
right. Because that's oppression. If you have to follow instructions to a black girl, that's
Right.
oppression.
Yeah.
Unless you let her leave an hour early. So when you
The
look
other
at other
women feel that
cultures,
way too. They just don't have they don't have a way out of it.
no, it's not. They got a way out. But because black women
Nah, they
follow white
don't.
women, black women follow white women. You know what I'm saying? The problem is that black men follow black women. That's the issue.
Nope. A lot of them Asian
But
dudes be beating the hell out of their wives, man.
and they
And
should, and a lot of white guys kill their wives, and I respect that. Look,
As they
if you
should, because
as they
Why,
should,
why, why you
you know what?
respect,
Here's
dog?
crazy. We talk
Why
why do
you
about
I?
respect?
how they do it, but nobody asks why they're doing it. They just say, "Oh, you
No,
just do
no.
it."
You know
Why
why I
they do it?
respect it. No, I respect it.
Nobody asks why they do it. Nobody say, "Yo, she crossed the line. She deserve her ass whoop." You know what I'm
No,
saying? She go if she run up on her husband and smack him and call him a bitch ass nigga, but he beat her. You
she
gonna
ain't
just
doing
say, "Oh,
that
he
shit.
beat his wife." Yo, first of all, before a
no.
man gets to violence, he goes through steps before
Yeah,
he.
men go through a lot of steps before you choke your ass out.
So
But
that
this
means
is,
for him to do that shit, she
you
had to
know,
cross the line.
th-
What? Oh,
He habitual line step. She
there
habitual
you
line
go.
step.
Habitual line stepper.
To answer Quasi question, why I respect the fact that white men kill they women.
Damn.
Two reasons. Number
That's
one, I think that's just dope. Because number two, the number two reason is because if you can kill what you love, then you were ready. I see how y'all did the manifest destiny, nigga. But the number one reason is
What's up,
I
fam?
I know how white women argue, right? Black women are just totally disrespectful. They do something 3 times a day you'll kill a man for, and y'all don't kill them. That's I wish I would. But what white women do, people think white, even black guys think white women are better. White women are sneakier, and black women are just as sneaky when they date white men because then they act like women instead of thinking like a man. But what white women do is they just Chinese water torture you all day. Your breath stink. You ugly. I hate your mom. I hate your brother. I killed the dog with the car. They do little shit all day. You take them to banquets, they be like, oh, that's why you can't get a promotion, you kiss
Hey
ass.
man, you
Like they
ruined
do
the peace
little
fantasy,
shit
man.
all
You
day.
ruined the peace fantasy.
No,
Don't do that.
no, they do little shit all day, man. Look, I stayed amongst the whites when I moved to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I was amongst the whites. And when I was in Waterloo, Iowa, I was amongst the whites. And I
Yeah.
saw how white girls got down. White girls are the most polite insulters ever. They'll say
Yeah.
some shit.
Yeah.
They'll say some shit that if you're dumb, you think is a compliment. But if you're smart, you be like, "You crazy bitch." Like they're just like, "Oh, you're a black guy. Hey, you want to smoke some weed? I don't smoke weed. You don't smoke weed." Or they'll just walk up to you like, "You sell cocaine?" Like, what the fuck, bitch? Because I'm black. Like, they'll do little disrespectful shit. Then they'll talk shit to the white guys like, "Oh, you guys are putting," because white guys out there, they do the psychotropic, the mushrooms that get you high.
You ruined the
They'll
fantasy,
put
bro. You ruined the fantasy.
no, no, nigga. I'm in Waterloo, Iowa. This shit really happened. I worked at a call center in Waterloo, Iowa for Harris Casino. And I'm in a fucking call center. And the white boys came back from lunch with a pizza, but it wasn't oregano and regular mushrooms. It was weed and psychotropic mushrooms. And they getting high as shit on lunch break, telling me how they can build me a computer from scratch. And goddamn it, the white girls just coming over there fucking with them. Yeah, that's you eating the mushrooms so your dick looks bigger, huh? You need to make the hallucination. Like, they say foul shit all the time until you just kill them. You know what I'm saying? So I understand.
Hey man,
You
you
know,
ruined the peace fantasy, man.
Oh,
you
shoot.
know,
Oh,
they,
shoot.
they is foul as fuck, but they just polite with it. You know what I'm saying? They're foul as
They said
shit.
it in
Hey,
a
hey,
sweet voice. Huh?
the white boy be hit from the back. She be like, "Your fucking little dick is pushing, isn't it?"
You know what I'm saying? Feels like you're stabbing me. Quit stabbing me. Put the dick in.
Oh,
They foul, bro. They just not loud. Black women are loud and
Oh,
aggressive and abrasive.
shoot.
They just quietly kill your self confidence until you kill them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I understand. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying they right. I'm just saying I
Oh,
understand.
shoot.
yeah.
Man.
That's funny as hell, boy.
Oh
Yeah, I
man.
told you. Hey, I told you, missing your calling, bro. You need to be on somebody's
Hey,
damn
we
comedy
gotta get
show.
Oak on stage, man.
Yeah,
We
we
gotta get
do.
on stage
Man.
for real with the skits. For real though.
Hey, the
But
Dirty Folks commercial's finna come back out, bro. I got my soap back, man. So I'm about to Dirty Folks it out, B.
yeah,
It's
he
finna
said
be
amongst the
all.
whites. That was funny as hell.
Hey,
Amongst the
dude.
Hey
whites.
man, we gotta get them on
Yeah, I
stage,
lived
man.
amongst the whites, man. I did. I lived amongst the whites. I can't say this though. You didn't have to lock your doors, so it was safer because people respected other people's property because there wasn't that many Section 8 people. But yo, they and
Hey,
they still different too. They still different too, right? Like they come through and steal everyday shit, right? No, for real. I'm dead. Like this, no, for real. I'm in South Dakota. Motherfucker came and stole groceries, right? But here's the thing: not only did they steal the groceries, they decided to cook them as they stole them, right? It's
that-
3 in the morning. I go down there like, what the fuck is going on? This motherfucker in the kitchen like I'm scrambling eggs, yo. You want some? Like they my eggs, motherfucker. Yo, they be doing some wild shit. Like for real. For real, man. White
Man,
people,
They
white,
be
white,
they be professional with everything.
yeah.
oh.
How you gonna take my shit and offer my shit? These motherfuckers is ruthless, man. Crazy as shit.
Oh
So
man.
the whole, it's just the attitude toward it. Like black women would get a lot
They be
more.
driving home. They be driving home. They be like, honey, when we get home, you're gonna say something smart, and I'm gonna smack your ass. Okay, and that's how it's gonna go. Domestic violence.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a race to see who gets to the phone, my nigga. Look, I'm just saying, it be like that sometimes. Look, man. I,
It's so professional with everything.
Oh
Disrespect with a
shit!
smile. Huh?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I don't necessarily, because it's an American thing. The culture is different, right? The cultural norm is different. Black women are loud and abrasive, and you
Yep.
can tell the boys that's raised by single mothers because they loud as shit and abrasive, right? But most guys not loud. Killers are quiet. Killers are funny, actually. Every sociopath I know is hilarious.
Yep. Yep.
Hilarious. I'm like, I know this nigga's a
Even
killer,
with
but
that
he
dry
funny.
ass humor. Yeah.
Yeah, they got that Seinfeld humor, but they hilarious and they
Damn,
so
oh,
charm.
stop exposing yourself, nigga.
Hey
Yeah.
man,
You.
hey man. I'm talking about the mother guys. I ain't talking about me now.
Yeah.
Look, you know what I'm just saying, man. I knew it. I knew a straight killer. I
Oh
knew a nigga.
shit!
Hold, let me tell you something. I knew a nigga that was a killer. This is a true story. I was scared of him. Everybody else told me I shouldn't be scared of him. That was their guy. He wasn't my guy, and he liked me, and that's what scared me because I knew he was a
Yeah.
killer.
Yeah.
Now the whole thing is this nigga is 6'6", 6'6", slender. Like he don't move like a hooper, but he tall, he's slender, but muscular. You can tell he like real strong. And the nigga just came home from jail from doing a murder. But this is the thing. This is why I was like, I ain't fucking with this dude. He went to a club dressed as a woman in high heels, 6-inch heels. So that nigga 7 feet because he's 6'6". He got on 6-inch heels, tall as shit with a wig on and a pistol in the purse. Killed the nigga in the club. Got locked up for 8 years. Now my whole thing was, what made you? It's some crimes you can't do if you're a particular size, right?
Yeah.
There is no 7 foot chick. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing was, I said, man, anybody who has that type of that, because that's a shooter is emotional. A killer is a killer. You know what I'm saying? Shooters be like, you stepped on my shoes. A killer is like, I'm about to dress in it. I'm gonna get him dressed, right? I'm gonna shave my legs. I'm gonna put on high heels. I don't even know how to walk in high heels. I gotta practice on my way there. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get a purse to match the shoe. Like, cause I'm going to get, you know what I'm saying? I gotta brush out my mama wig. You know, he ain't got no wig. You know, brush out my
Yeah.
mama wig, and then I'm put on lipstick. So that means that for like hour and a half, you've been preparing to dress like a girl so you can go. So you premeditated. This is you in this. Like it has to be done. You know what I'm saying? You don't put socks and toilet paper in a bra. Like you did all this shit to do a hit. Then you come back home like, hey, what up, little homie? He the only nigga I never like. I'm oak. Like I'm strong and I'm oak. Like nigga, what up? So don't shorty me, nigga. I'm oak. That nigga be like, what up, shorty folks? I'm like, man, what up, fam? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like this nigga. Hey, why don't you come ride with me? G? My rice is burning, nigga. My mama just got home. I got to go do my
Yeah.
home. Hey, G, I
Yeah.
holla at you. Like, this nigga was a terror, but he was funny as fuck. I mean, stand up comedian funny.
That makes
Handsome, smooth, got the girls. This nigga got a girl. And he didn't give a fuck. He went out one day and found out a nigga he didn't like. The nigga he ain't like, mama died. And he got $50,000 in a life insurance policy because he a nigger. He spent $30,000 on a Camaro cash,
yeah.
and then try to take the other 20,000 and buy a kilo. You know what I'm saying? So he can make the money back. And my man found out about it, told him, I'm gonna let you keep your car, but you got to give me the key. Took the kilo, then went back to the nigga and said, I'll sell it back to you for 32,000, even though the keys was only going for 17.5, and sold the nigga back baking soda. I said, God damn. And he's such a gangster, nigga ain't even want to sit back like fuck it, he just got me, yo. He got you for 50,000 total. I'm gonna let that shit slide, man. He be on that bullshit.
Wow.
Nigga, a true killer. Funny as fuck though. That nigga said he liked me. I was like, yo, man, look, I'm glad you like me. I'm happy you like me, man. God damn it, I like you too. I'm going home though, G. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny as hell. Man, bro, it's 9 o'clock. Y'all not getting me this time. I told your ass.
Are we done on the envy?
Yeah, we gonna.
Yeah,
wrap it up.
Yeah,
okay.
we ain't,
What's
we ain't even
the,
talk about.
let's double back
We
on
ain't
envy.
talk,
What's up?
all
Yeah,
right, let's
yeah,
get
yeah.
Envy 10
Envy
minutes.
real quick. Envy real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Envy real quick. Come on. So what happened with Envy? You the moderator, nigga. What happened with Envy?
Well, I mean, I really didn't look into it. I just saw 50 Cent post that they selling a book about their marriage. You know what I'm
For
saying?
real?
And then I heard Pete bring up about the wife coming out saying that for 10 years she ain't had no orgasm.
Yeah, she
Yeah, I
played,
saw that.
and it might be what's in the book. All I'm hearing that's the which is crazy because you know,
I mean, even if it was a lie, I mean, even if it was, it's still
no, it's true. Apparently,
no,
it's
no,
true.
no, no. I'm saying like from
Uh,
Von's scenario, if it was a lie, uh, it still is harming your man's image.
image, right?
You know what I'm
Yeah. Well,
saying?
they talk. You know what it was? I think they talked live, and they were saying live. He broke down and he cried. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Like it was just crazy because you got to understand. Like he's sitting there grinding, thinking he fulfilling all his wife needs, and then one of the worst.
Yeah, he wasn't thinking that.
Huh?
He wasn't thinking that. If your woman ain't satisfied, you know your woman ain't satisfied.
No, I'm saying you're doing all these things in life. You figure you put her in a house, you're making this money, you're giving her life a luxury. She has a amount of money she could spend. She has a budget that's friendly, and talks about that shit. And for her to say it live,
Damn,
like,
man. Envy already be getting clowned by Charlamagne being light skinned. God dang, Envy. You messing
But
it
here's
up
the
for the
thing.
light skinned nigga
I'm just
nation.
glad.
He
I'm just
messing
glad
it
she
up
ain't
for the
black.
light skinned nigga nation. God dang.
Yeah, she
I'm
like
just glad
Hispanic or
she
something.
ain't. Yeah, I'm just glad she ain't black. Y'all
My
niggas have
thing.
a field day on that shit.
Now you know what though, man. It's not because she ain't black. It's because he light skinned. This a light skinned man. This. So
He ain't light
here's
skinned.
the
He
thing.
ain't black either.
Oh well, shit. Puerto Rican ass nigga. Yeah, he get what he got. You gotta understand. This is the same man.
Hey,
No, for real.
my wife silly the mother.
Hey, here's the crazy thing, right? Tyler's always running, but that's what I'm saying. That's all I be saying. Why ass bitches in aisle 5. Now I got to beat your ass in Walmart. Anyway, look, all, all I'm saying is, Envy has done a lot of questionable shit over the
Yep.
last 10 years. He done
Yep.
gave Charlemagne a booty. You know
A booty
them little,
present.
yeah.
Yeah.
The nigga talking about he been pegged. You know what I'm saying? Got that man.
he said he been pegged.
Yeah, man. Talking about his wife the wife tried to peg
Man,
him
he
and
making us light skinned niggas look bad, Pete.
I'm telling you, that's why y'all got to get guns and shoot people. Get out that Albie Short shit. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm just being honest, man. You got that man. Like light
That's
skinned
why they
niggas
go
is
so
taking
hard. Dude.
L after L after L, nigga. And this nigga is going around like all the questionable shit he did. You know what I'm saying? Like the nigga be doing questionable shit, yo. And now with all that shit, now you telling me you can't make your girl come. Now think about this. Like me personally. And facts. Now me personally, right? I'm I, I'm under the impression, right? My mantra in life is come when I come or come when I come. It ain't essential for you to come. I paid, right? You ate them tacos, bitch. You know what I'm saying? If you buy the tacos, I make you come, right? But if I buy the tacos, come when I come back, right? So you
God
should buy
damn.
me, ladies. You should buy. Nah, nigga. If you pay 100 for a fake dick, pay 200 for organic dick. Organic costs more than the fake shit. You want me to pay you to give you organic, bitch? You ain't gotta come. Come when I come back. You know what I'm saying? Come back better next time. Give me a present. But in his particular case, that's his wife. So that means he liked her, right? He even kissed her in the mouth, right? So in 10 years, you ain't learned her button. in 10 years you ain't learned her spot. I know girls who don't vaginally come, but if you suck their titty, they come. So in 10 years you ain't tried to titty suck. It's 10 years, you know what I'm saying? You ain't finger popped in 10 years, nigga. In 10 years. You've been laying next to this raggedy bitch for a decade, nigga. And at no point did you get a Kama Sutra book, watch porn together, put on a mask, do some cosplay. You just dressed like a girl. Maybe she's a girl's like at no time. But here's the thing. As a woman, I'm about to give women credit, right? Would I really come for a nigga to get paid? Like, because for women, sex is emotional. It's a cerebral thing, right? They like the act of being raped. They don't like the act of being watching you get raped. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's a turn off. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's a turn off. Like busting her mouth and it was like, kiss me, baby. She's like, ugh, nasty nigga. Like, I don't know, but it's a mental thing. Cause somebody making her come, nigga. She said he ain't gave her orgasm. She ain't said she ain't never had one.
Okay, look. I got the thing right here. Hey, I got the thing right here.
If you ever watch this, bro, Magnus look back, G.
Look, this is her. This is her talking. She said, he's in the business of satisfying just all around. He lives to make me happy. He puts his best foot forward in that role. She then added, so I would see him trying and really going to work. And I'm sure many women can relate. You want to reward that man for that work. And the only reward that you have to offer him is an orgasm. And even if I didn't feel it, I would still be performative. So I guess she's saying she fake it. Then she said,
yeah, she said that too. Yeah.
Yeah, she said we would be intimate and he would be putting his best foot forward. Okay, I read it backwards. But yeah, so I guess he trying his little heart out, the little engine that wish he could or whatever. But I'm telling you, man, I think they doing that. You said they got a book coming out, right?
Yeah, I think it may have stemmed from the book.
I told y'all, man. These people, man, they phony, man.
They are phony, but here's my thing. When did it get cool to emasculate men, to have your woman emasculate you?
That's America.
When did that become what's up? Nigga, I'm choking bitches out for less than that. If a girl tell me that I don't make her come, right? I could take that. If I'm on a nationally syndicated radio show and she say I ain't make her come, I'm fucking her on TV right there. Like, bitch, fake it now, bitch. Like, I'm going all out. Look, I mean, there's girls perform for the camera. She gonna be into it. She ain't gonna say no. Girls love doing home porn. Bitch, let's do it now. You know what I'm saying? Look.
Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say.
I mean, even if it's fake, man, it's at the cost.
Whether it's real or fake. It's how people are
making this man look bad for whatever it is, views, money, whatever marketing purpose for the book.
At the man's expense. Like, it's always, here's the thing, it's always at the man's expense.
What if he co-signed it? Is it at his expense then?
If what?
I mean, even if he co-signed it,
it's just man, because everybody's gonna say envy. Think about it. Look at Will and Jada. Look at the envy, right? Oh, he can't satisfy his wife. Damn, he can't even control his wife's mouth to not even talk about the bedroom situation. Jada, same thing. Oh, Will doesn't satisfy me, especially after finding out that she had what is the term, Vaughn?
Entanglement.
Entanglement. And then after the entanglement, then you talk about Will don't please you. Like, and then you go on to like, then he goes on, slaps Chris Rock. And
I think Jada's starting a movement.
Yeah, well, facts.
Yeah, because she got Steph Curry wife getting naked. So yeah, she's starting a movement.
And look what she's doing to Dwayne Wade and
Hollywood, man.
Yeah,
weirdos, man.
But what it's doing is it's emasculating the men. It is making the men look weak, making men look efficient.
The men are already emasculated. They doing things with other men. It ain't no secret that Will Smith into some freaky shit. It ain't no secret that
it ain't shit.
You know what I mean? So
I was having a conversation. Look, hey, it ain't just Will Smith, man.
But here's my issue with that. Here's my issue. Here's my issue with that. Here's my issue with that though.
You know, Dwayne Wade. Look, Charleston White said it. Dwayne Wade got to be getting poked.
Yeah, he getting paid. I be seeing
Yeah,
them
that,
floods he be wearing, them
Yeah.
high water pants. But here's my issue with this. Because once again, once you add a toddler to any conversation, it gets dumb. If you take out a woman and you put any other thing there, any other act, you wouldn't say it. You know what I'm saying? Look how we talk about them boys who be bagging up work on Instagram. Like this dumb motherfucker indicting himself. You know what I'm saying? It's it's never cool for another motherfucker to get you an indictment. Man, remember that time you shot that nigga? That was an unsolved murder, bitch. Yo, did y'all see that clip? It was a guy who called the radio station to look for his ex-girlfriend. Like, yo, I invited her to my crib one day and she ghosted me. And she called the radio station back like, yeah, cause him and his boy was talking about a murder they did 4 years ago, and the person they murdered was my brother, and I didn't feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So goddamn it, he got himself indicted trying to chase some pussy, and she was like, yo, this nigga killed my brother, and now he got indicted and he went to jail. My whole thing was, why are you talking about this shit so freely? Like, there's situations where people should take shit to the grave. If I'm not pleasing my woman, take it to the grave, bitch. If you fake for 10 years, fake 10 more. Cause I enjoy my time. That's what's important. Me enjoying my time. For real. You know what I'm saying? You
Hey,
want me to be
look,
had the added pressure and
look.
making you enjoy your
And
time?
and
That's
be
crazy.
making it be making that bank, so somebody can
But that's
enjoy
my
that
point.
time.
But that's
Somebody can
my
enjoy
point.
that time. Yeah.
That's my point.
That's
And she leaving it open because Envy already cheated on her before. So she leaving the door open. My man can't please me. You know what I'm saying? And
you know what,
girls see
man.
that.
These things make for good uh, conversations about what to do and what not to do. Right? We can structure a lot of do's and don'ts around the weirdo shit that these Hollywood types do. But unfortunately, man, I think a lot of people are adopting this shit in their lives like it's really the thing to do. But these weirdos are not to be followed, man. It wouldn't even surprise me if they don't even sleep in the same bed. You know what I mean? Or
Oh,
if they haven't been sleeping in the same bed for years. Like he likes dudes, and I just they weirdos, man, and we're not supposed to be following these people.
shout out to weirdos. But you're the minstrel class. Minstrel class follows their entertainers.
Mm.
Everybody else is follow somebody else.
Culture.
So you know,
Told you,
yeah.
look,
Look,
our greatest
all
political
I'm gonna
minds,
say, all I'm
our
gonna say,
greatest
envy,
political
envy,
minds are
envy. If
comedians.
you gonna
Greatest
sacrifice yourself like this, envy. If you gonna sacrifice yourself like this, envy, for it to get paid, I hope you make some billions, brother.
He gonna
Yeah,
make
because he
money
already
off it.
had, but he already
Yeah.
had money. He
But
didn't
hey,
need the money.
I hope he
the
make billions though. I hope he makes some billions.
nah, this gonna launch her career, man. This is about to
Yeah,
launch her.
exactly.
right,
He did
and
he
that's what
did
I'm
the
saying. That'll be a
here's a
sacrifice for women in there and
nah,
launching their shit. I was watching some
nah,
shit with Will Smith doing a quick video, and Jada, he got mad at Jada because she was filming him, and he was like, "Yo, don't film me because my social media presence is my bread and butter, and don't utilize me for your shit." And that's what she's doing because shit without table talk only hit because of her name attached to his. And only reason why motherfuckers really began to give a fuck was because he sat at the table and talked about the entanglement. Because my perception is the red table talk was hot for a second and was about to die down. And who needed to save the situation?
I watched
The
the
Mr. Fourth of July himself. And they
but
brought him in.
I
And
here's
watched
the
the
that's
fucked up.
video. Hold on, hold on.
and
I
then
watched
that
the
tells you
video.
that women are
Go
gaining
ahead, Quasi, you rock
women in
out.
I
entertainment.
watched the video
Uh,
with Jada speaking about Tupac put her on with the Hughes brothers for Menace Society. Without him, she wouldn't have got on. Then I seen her further say that she even admitted herself that Will Smith said, "Hey, I'm gonna take you on my wing and I'm gonna blow you up." You know what I'm saying? With his status, because he already had more status than her. You know what I'm saying?
It's just an
So
opportunity.
yeah,
But
yeah. But
here's
that
my
came out
issue.
her mouth though. That came out her mouth that Will Smith was the star. You know what I'm saying? She was nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
My problem with that is Quasi plugs his wife all the time, right? Like, yo, get my wife book, woo woo. It's nothing wrong.
literally, look.
Yeah,
Take literally.
it's nothing wrong with your husband trying to put you in position to be great, right?
Right.
So if his wife made a coloring book, I'm just playing. But if his wife made a book, cool. My husband supports me, cool. That's not what these chicks is doing. These chicks is using a man down in there. Steph Curry get more population. Don't nobody holler at me. You a married woman. Niggas respect Steph. We don't holler at you because we respect your husband. Well, I can't get no random dick. Random pussy getting thrown at my husband. Really? You know what I'm saying? Look at the whole Gabrielle Union thing. He dressing D Wade's son up as a girl. Oh, we having girls' day. I see Gabrielle Union with his son more than I see him with his son. You
Facts.
know what I'm saying?
And I want
You
to
look
add
at
something
And
to
they
that.
squeezed the mama out.
I want to
yeah,
add something to
she in
that.
Chicago somewhere.
Here's what's funny about the Aisha Curry, right?
And
When
also the
she
thing
first,
is,
hold on.
when I plug in the book, it's really our book. You know what I'm saying? It's our book where I'm
A
getting
little crazy,
I'm
crazy.
getting
Stop talking about. We know
I'm
you plug
making
in.
money. I'm making money
No,
selling it. You know what I'm
but it
saying?
don't even.
So,
But
Crazy.
that's not the point.
yeah,
When I plug young ladies, like when they supposed to be brand ambassadors, but then I fuck them and they don't work. But before
yeah,
then, when you know what I'm saying, I'm like, yo, I wasn't before I was Dirty Folks and I promoted the soap and the deodorants. I had
right,
model chicks promoting it. You know what I'm
right,
saying? But
right.
but they weren't showing up at photo shoots. They weren't doing their bios. I
Mhm,
couldn't count on them
mhm.
because apparently they gave me some pussy, so now they can't work because girls can't help you and fuck you because girls is dumb. But I would
Yeah.
promote them like, yo, like I got motherfuckers acting jobs. Like, yo, check this out. My man, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been in 3 movies because I know the director. You know what I'm saying? So I just slide through for the movies. Really, I just go because they got free hot
Man,
wings.
yeah, you gotta
But
shout the movies out, man. I want to see the movie, bro. What movie you in?
I don't remember the name of them. Shots Fired was one of them, but I never watched it because apparently I was the first scene. It wasn't the first thing that got filmed, but it was the first thing they put on, and I robbed a bar.
You weren't on baller blocking, was you?
Was I?
He
I don't think so. Man, I just
said, I
hey
don't think
look,
so. He said, I don't
hey
think so.
no look. This what happened. If anybody film anything in Chicago, I'm probably in the movie, but I don't go. I go to support and I go because they be having free food and they be like, yo, you oak nigga, get in, dog. Freestyle apart, do something. I be like, I get like one line or something, or I don't get no line. I just
Yeah,
be
yeah.
on some shit. But but I'm really there for the hot wings. Like fuck it, that's how I pay for the hot wings. So you know what I'm saying. So so oh, you know what's crazy? I got one right here.
Mhm. Can I
What's the
say?
name of
I
this one?
want to say something about Aisha Curry. Right here was
Here,
the
here,
funny.
I'm gonna plug my man. This is J Davis movie
Can't see
with
it too good. You gotta.
I know
It's too close.
J
There you go.
Davis.
It's too close. You gotta
There.
back it up a little.
No, then the lights. Not another zombie movie.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
the reason I got this movie because let me tell you
Oh,
how
I've
little
seen
women.
that before. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, my guy. So here's what fucked up, right? The reason I have this DVD because it's on the back. Y'all can't really see it, but on the back, the entire cast signed the DVD. Right? Let me tell you why they signed the DVD. His movie premiere was on my mother's birthday 1 year. So I took my mother to the premiere. That was her birthday gift, right? Plus I had VIP tickets. So cool. So we go in there and they didn't have free food. So I fell asleep, right? So I didn't even see the movie. But my mother liked the movie. And she met everybody. And she did what black mothers do. Everybody better than her son. Like, bitch, I was in the movie. And these my niggas. Like, oh, y'all doing great things. I don't know why my son can't get it together. Like, Shotty, I done wrote 6 books at this time, nigga. I've been in 3 movies, goddamn it. Like, what the fuck else I gotta do? Like, cause I ain't fucking you, I guess. My dad need to do better. But anyway, so
Oh,
You
you
didn't
there
buy
for
a high house.
right, I ain't buy a house because my dad bought our house. So I need to buy a second house like Kobe mama. Um,
Mhm.
so what happened was I told them, I said, man, my mom really fuck with y'all, but woo woo. And they laugh and they like, nigga, that's every mom. Like, dog, they think we don't do shit. We just know popular people. Like, nigga, like we ain't putting our work in. So they all signed it to get to my mother. And then I gave it to my mother. And then she's like, that's good, baby. And then she lost that motherfucker. And I found it, so I took it. And I'm like, yo, this is a collector's item. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these cats is like, you know what I'm saying? Like fucking D Ray and Damon what's his name? Not Damon Williams, the other Damon. Like then they got the nigga that do the Old Spice commercials now. He from Chicago. This when he was first starting off.
yeah, Damon
You know what I'm
Williams, he from
saying?
Chicago.
That like all these cats motherfucking uh so whoever do the radio, the morning radio show, like all these like Chicago elite. Like they not global, but Chicago elite.
Yeah.
Like so all of Chicago, I'm like, you not realizing everybody in Chicago fuck with your son. Like, that's my baby. He ain't shit. Like, but all y'all great. I'm like, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how that shit worked, man. So I took it back because I'm like, yo, I might need to sell it for ransom money one day or something. So I need them boys to be successful. So I could be like, yo, I got their autograph. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sell this motherfucker because fuck them.
You know what? You know, the Aisha Curry, just bringing her back around. Remember when she was like bigging up Steph Curry, talking about she's at the game and being a Christian woman. And I remember woman was going at her. Black woman was like, who she thinks she did it. But then as soon as she said, oh, I want to fuck other niggas.
It was like, hell
Yeah,
yeah,
like, hell yeah, Aisha Curry the
hell
boo.
yeah.
She was supposed to do a cooking show. Think black woman was going to support that shit?
My problem with Aisha Curry is my problem with most women, and I don't have a problem with Aisha Curry, but my problem would be the same. It's the same Jada Smith problem. It's the same DJ Envy problem.
Mm-hmm.
Women are nothing without men.
Yep.
They can't do shit right without men. Single women never give the men in the background credit. Married women do, but then they take all the limelight. So Steph Curry will buy Aisha Curry a restaurant, pay for the staff, pay for the press to come out, pay for the red carpet release, and then Aisha be like, "Yeah, because I've been cooking and I'm gonna write a cookbook." Like, you a cookbook chick with a nigga that bought you a restaurant, and now I'm a business owner, but your business can't fail because he's gonna keep it afloat because he's paying for you to have something to do, so you have something to talk about other than who flashing me at the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
DJ Envy wife the same way. To be honest, have y'all seen Gabrielle Union in a movie that's not Bad Boy in the last 20 years? What the last shit she been on that wasn't Bad Boy?
She had a little TV run on BT, I think, or some other show.
Oh yeah.
Hey, hold on,
Yeah, she had a little run on that.
Hold on, y'all. Last live, man. Hey, look, y'all gonna have to start cash apping this tribe power, man. What y'all
Goddamn right. Y'all see
doing?
this shit on the
Y'all,
screen.
yeah, man, y'all gotta start showing some love, man. You know what I'm saying?
Likes
Facebook,
and subscribe.
YouTube, like,
It's only
subscribe, show some
It's only
love. Cause these brothers be on here, you know what I'm saying, giving their time, you know what I'm saying? And we got some people we trying to bring on here. That costs money. Show some love.
Speaking of time,
We want some better equipment. You know what
for
I'm saying?
I need a new
You
watch. I've
know
been
what
wearing the same watch. Do y'all see how my hats match all my shirts? My watches ain't matching my clothes. I need
we
more
want some
watches
better
and more
mics.
hats.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we need
We
all
want
that
some,
shit. Fuck y'all. Y'all ain't shit. Matter of fact, Vaughn, shut the show down. Vaughn, shut the show down. Fuck these people.
you know what I'm saying? Hey, where can they find you? Oh, shit, dirty.
Hey, check this out, man. We had you know what? Just find me on Facebook. No, Facebook shut down all my commerce sites. I'm pissed off, bro. I can't sell shit on Facebook. They trying to kick me off this bitch. They talking about, man, I violated the personal trust. I'm like, how the fuck I violate Facebook
Oh, they
personal
found
trust,
out you're
bitch?
not a white woman. That's why.
Hmm.
It's like, oh,
Hey, you know what?
black woman. So
He
now
gave
you
this
gotta
nigga.
now you gotta create a new one saying autumn.
Yeah.
Then they gotta be autumn for the new one. Then they be like, okay,
Uh,
autumn, yes,
no,
autumn. We
no,
want autumn.
I'm about to switch my gender to transgender now. I'm about to be
Yeah.
other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm about to be a other. That way they don't know. I'm about to be Pat. But yeah, y'all can find me Dirty Folks Podcast on Facebook, even though I need to use it more. Uh I think I'm still Dirty Folks on IG or Oak Summers, either one. Um Shit, man. You know what? Y'all gonna see me because as soon as I get this contract, nigga, y'all ain't gonna duck me. I'm gonna be on all y'all commercials. I'm like, who this motherfucker
Hey,
again? Like, yeah,
we
again.
trying. Hey, look, I got Charleston White trying to come on this mother, man. Y'all got to send some money, man. I got to get Charleston White on here. Y'all playing. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all want to be entertained.
Are
We
you
got
not
some people lined up.
entertained?
We got some big
Are you
leads lined
not
up. Come on, y'all.
entertained?
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you not entertained?
You
Look,
are
do I gotta take my shirt off and rub my titties like Chris Farley for y'all motherfuckers to send some money? God
Don't do
damn it,
that.
It
send me the
puts a
loot.
lotion on its skin.
Hey, my wife
Yeah,
just said that Gabrielle Union did Cheaper by the Dozen. She just did a remake on Cheaper by the Dozen. That just came
man,
out.
that's just
Okay,
that's definitely straight to DVD. I ain't even know that she made that shit.
you're right. Like, she's not on the big screen, but she had a little TV show, and then after that, she's more popular for fucking up D Wade's life than her body of work. Nobody's like
Same
really. You know,
You know
Think
what?
about it.
I'm gonna go in a different direction. I'm gonna say D Wade is. She's more popular for D Wade surrendering his life to her.
I'll go with
She
that.
can't, yeah, she
Same thing
can't do
with Jada.
his life or booty, which one?
just
Nah, he was
saying.
giving us booty already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No, and shout out to Jada Pickett. Think about it. She was because Tupac was supposed to be old dog, but he got into a fight with the Hughes brothers on set, right?
right.
So that's how she got that role because she was supposed to be the love interest, right? Or was he supposed to be Kane? No, he's supposed to be old dog. Anyway, so Tupac got in that movie. Will Smith got in the Matrix, and Will Smith had in that bullshit show where she was supposed to be a nurse that only lasted a
yeah.
season.
Some
Raising that
So,
RN.
shit.
Now
so
some
what?
RN. Something. Yeah.
Yeah, some RN. So think about this. In the 30 years she been,
Where was rumors she fucked Mark Anthony, but that's
well, shout out to that. In the 30 years she been in the industry, all the dick she sucked to get where she at, the most she could get is a Facebook watch. Nigga, I could get a Facebook watch. Like, this is what 30 years got her on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Not even on UPN, on motherfucking Facebook. And the only time people look at her is when she's talking about cheating on her husband. This is how uninteresting this little midget bald head bitch is. She has absolute, you know what I'm saying? She got to take down it. That's all these black bitches want to do is take down great men. She got to take down a great man in order to get 40 views. That is fucked up, man. That's
Jada, I
fucked up.
love you. P.O.P. Hold it down.
Holding it down.
Mama, I love you. I'm legally,
I'm legally blind.
I'm legally blind.
You
That's
can't
my
see.
side of the story, and I'm sticking to it.
You can't see. Barely.
Barely, barely. Yeah.
Hey,
Go
Pete,
barely.
where can they find you, bro?
Wait till I buy some
Hey,
slaves.
Father,
Fuck this shit.
man. You can find me at the club, bottle full of bub. Nah. Find me on Facebook, man. Peter Gorilla Cool Huggins. I'll be in there every now and again. I drop a little live talk shit. You definitely can find me on the Dirty Folks Show, aka we do a merger acquisition. We call it the Dirty Gorilla Show every Thursday, doing a recap of this show. And then I tune in, you know what I'm saying? Definitely catch me here every Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? With the Unspoken Truth with my boy Blizzy Black, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And hey, it ain't flying unless you got the bow tie, so shout out for Blizzy, for Blizzy Black putting this together, Unspoken Truth TV, two married, two single, and I'm waiting for Vaughn to invite me to one of his other shows, which is crazy because this all came about from him doing a live and me bridging them in, and then we just, I don't know, it just spun out, which is good, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this, me and Vaughn disagree on
from the
shit, but it's all love between all of us. It's all love. We might just disagree, talk shit, but it's all love,
It's straight up love.
But yeah, you can catch me on that. So Facebook, I got to start creating an IG presence, and maybe at some point, I'll do some other shit. You know what I'm saying? But try not to do too much because this Joe Biden crack pipe. You know what I'm saying? When that come in, y'all ain't ever gonna see me. I'm gonna live the true life that Joe Biden has created. But nah, that's where you catch me at. Yeah, so holla at your boy.
What's up, Bob? Where can they find you, Love Alchemist?
Man, you can find me right here every Wednesday, of course. But I also do my own thing on Tuesday nights on my Facebook page, Love Alchemist. Huh? Oh yeah, my book ain't in here, man. I don't know what I did with my book, but you can. Me and my wife wrote a book. It's called 31 Days to Mastering Your Relationship. You can get that at theconditionsoflove.com.
Hey man, I keep asking for your link to put in the comments.
Oh man,
you know
I'm like, damn, I don't even know how to make comments on this thing, man. It won't let me.
Nah, just send it in my chat. Now edit it and put it in the comments, and then when we do other shows, they'll already be there.
Yeah, I do that for next show, man. Yeah, but you can get the book at www.theconditionsoflove.com, theconditionsoflove.com. And also, I got a Facebook group for married couples, for not just married couples, but for couples in general. It's called the Black Love and Marriage Society. So you can find me on there too.
Yeah. And last but not least, you can find me in the trap. It's going down. Meet me in the club. It's going down. Nah, Facebook, Questy Black, Instagram, and the Gossipy Black, Twitter, Questy Folks, and here Unspoken Truth. We got the Black Wealth Matters merch, Close the Gap. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about group economics. That's why us brothers is here today. We try to live what we preach, and we move in action. Me and show love in action. That's what we doing. We in action right now. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife got a book called, Position Man to Win. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm always winning. If y'all want to find out how I'm winning, get the book. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much that's it. Y'all got something else? I mean, on Facebook, look, I've been marketing since 2013. Reach out if you want any marketing tips. How I've freed myself from the plantation of the corporate America. It hasn't always been pretty, because it's all self-development. It's all about your mind and where you at. And sometimes I was in a space where I wasn't doing too well because of my mindset, and business go down and I pick it back up. You know what I'm saying? But look, a wise man learn from another person's mistakes. You see what I'm saying? So I got tips on how what to stay away from, and I got tips on where you can be. You know what I'm saying? So hit me on Facebook. Y'all got anything else?
So your wife just asked, "Can you get the book in? Can you get my book internationally?" The answer is yes. My wife just highlighted the website. You can put that up. But yeah, we definitely ship internationally. So I would like to do a book swap, man. And
okay,
with you, I would like a copy of your book, man.
Yeah, I had tagged y'all when she had asked the last time. I think y'all probably didn't get it. She was wondering if y'all ship international. Yeah. It was on a couple lives ago.
But my wife, what you say, baby?
That's a dope concept, book swaps.
Yeah, why not?
Hey man, look, man, we here to circle this money. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I'm here to
like you're not buying.
I'm here to do a circulate this money. I'm all about group. I'm not. Look, I learned a long time ago. It takes a team. You know what I'm saying? I can't do this shit by myself. I can't do this shit by myself. We got to start moving like an ant colony. That's what I'm all about.
Take credit for everything that everybody else do. No.
There you go, Black. There's the book.
You see what I'm saying? She says she about to order now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boom, boom,
I was showing that to the family.
Okay. Boom, boom, bam. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all, hey man, y'all start supporting. We got tolerologists links in the comment. Come on, man.
Yeah. Make sure. Hey guys, make sure y'all get that tolerology, man. Y'all guys need that tolerology course.
Who feels the Love Alchemist, shop there. Whoever feels over here, shop there. Who feels Oak, shop there. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I wanna echo what P said too, man. Me and him, we get into these passionate, discussions, and I say things and he say things, but it's all love, man. Ain't no ill will between me and P. We solid, man.
Right.
So just speaking of that, I just thought of something, man.
We ain't doing it just for show either. Like we don't do that shit just for ratings.
They argue all the time, every fucking day.
Hey, look, they do this when we off the show. We be having shows. Look, we be having shows. Hey, Dirty be like, man, that was a show right there. What the?
But it's love though, man. It's love.
Hey, but you just reminded me though, man. We don't see Mitch today, man. No Mitch.
Well, he ain't been here for the last few weeks, man.
No Mitch.
Everybody got their nemesis. Mitch is Vaughn's nemesis, right? Elizabeth is Oak, and Sincere is mine. Sincere coming at me. Liz be coming at Oak. What should we call him? Sure, we call Oak. She'd be like Oak. Like damn.
Crazy. You need to talk more so you can get somebody to hate you, man. You know what I'm saying? You too low key.
I think he's scared to make enemies. That's why he's so quiet.
Quay's being the cut like
enemy. Somebody over there like, nah, I don't wear bow ties. I wear regular ties.
And somebody like that. Who the fuck dress up at 2 in the morning, nigga, to be on the internet? Fuck this nigga.
That's it.
Motherfucking wife love him, nigga. I ain't got no wife. Fuck this nigga. You know?
Like, tell him why you mad. Tell him why you mad, son. Tell him why you mad.
Don't worry, then show up.
First of all, who the fuck are you to tell me?
Once this video hit the feminists that hate me, they don't even know what is going on right now. You're gonna see a lot of hate.
You know what I'm saying? No, see, here's the problem though. Can't nobody hate, because this what happened, right? You'll say, so, this is different, because I got a friend that talk just like me, but girls love him. You know why? Because he married. He be like, yo, bitches ain't shit. They be like, we ain't shit, because he got a wife. So, you know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right.
Because they judge men by their women.
Look, you're right. They do it on my post.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard times in the city. Yeah, well, hey, it's 4:20. I don't even get high. When I tell my friends I'm gonna get high, that means I'm gonna take a.
You might as well smoking out of them Newports, man. Go on, get some.
I know, right? But yeah, but it made me sleepy.
Bottle of bud messing with y'all, man.
Hey, look at Elijah. He coming with the light skin joke.
You too light
All right,
skin.
y'all. All right, we about to get out of here, man. Much love to y'all. Hit that cash app, man, and show some love. We see y'all next show. We out.
We out.